How we doing, everybody?
Hola,
Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggly With It. I'm Mo.
I'm Audrey.
And what are we playing today?
Tussle,
Tussle? Tussle Townsfolk?
Tussle, Townsfolk.
No, Townsfolk Tussle.
Oh, Townsfolk Tussle.
It's the Spanish, because, you know, words are backwards in Spanish.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it is. But we are playing Townsfolk Tussle. Townsfolk Tussle did make it into my top 25 games. Really enjoyed our playthrough. We did. You can watch that on the channel. Really enjoyed it, right? And I'm like, we couldn't get a copy. So luckily, when the expansion came out, we reached out to Panic Roll and said, hey, really liked it, made my top 25, would really like to play it again. See, you got an expansion. They were like, sure, we can send you a copy. And they were like, but remember, we don't have a base game. You maybe send that away. We were very, very sad because after we weren't sure if we were going to like it in the beginning. I was like, I don't know. Maybe if we send it away, maybe I won't cry. But then once we were done, really liked it. We're like, I don't want to send this away. We're just going to tell them it got lost. But they did go ahead and send us. They actually found one more. This is the last copy in existence that was at Fun Again. So they found one more copy, sent it to us. So let you guys preface with that of course, this was provided, a full version of the game was provided to us. And then, of course, we've got the little sampler pack that you guys can see back there, which all the content creators got. So what we're going to do is we are going to play the new rules of the game, which is the 3-round game. So we're going to go up against 3 different baddies, the Ruffians. I did take patches out. We're not going to go up against patches. The reason for that is there is spoilers. If you've already been spoiled because of some other content creators that didn't warn you about spoilers, sorry. If you don't know about the spoilers, now you know if you go watch anybody else's video. But there are spoilers with patches. So we are going to play against the 3 new ones. We are playing the 2 new characters plus 1 character from the core box. And the reason for that is because in the little document that they sent us for a quick setup, it said that it's recommended to play with 3. Last time we did play with 2. So we're going to see how it works with 3. Probably work a little bit better. We did struggle a little bit because we didn't seem to be able to get where we need to get. So I'm wondering, after more 2-player play testing, they realized it just works better at 3. However, to make sure that we can get through everything, because last time it did take over 4 hours to go through all 4 bosses, and we would prefer not to be playing for a full 3 hours tonight, we are going to be playing with the bad guys at their 2-player hit points, just to kind of make it go a little bit quicker for us, so we can go through each of the bad guys. Same as our first playthrough, if we do not beat a bad guy, we are going to continue to the next bad guy. We're just not going to get their rewards. The reason for that is, again, we want to show you guys all 3 of the new bad guys, so you have an understanding of how the new mechanics work. One point, of course, is there are going to be 8 total new bad guys. The other thing we are playing is there is a new peddler deck, which allows us to get ability cards. So this is a sample of that. In the actual Kickstarter, you can go out and check it out. You're going to actually be doing quests and missions, basically being able to play the game over multiple sessions to unlock more of the game. So with that said, we're going to flip over the camera. I will give a brief rundown of those new elements in the game, and then we will get started. So here we are. We are set up for a 2-player game of Townsfolk Tussle. And why is that?
Because there are 2
Townsfolk?
No, because there are more.
Well, we ignore it. We ignore her.
Okay, there are 2 Townsfolk.
Because they're
Tussle.
in this tussle. So yes, there are 2 of us playing, but of course I will be playing 2-handed, one with Bridget, one with Granny, Melba. So Granny is from the first, and Bridget and Judy are the 2 new characters for these expansions. All right. So as you can see here, we already have the new board set up. So the new board has the new peddler gear. On each of the cards, there is a little gray box. This little gray box is basically a role identifier. Once we collect 3 of any role, we will then be able to take that role from the role deck. So you're the cook, you're the mourner. So for example, here we have you are the tinkerer. So if we were to get 3 tinkerer gear, we get this. He is an aggressive eventer. He can remove 3 counters from a tinkerer gear you own. Receive the top card of the peddler deck. So it's basically he's tinkering with his equipment and he gets another piece of equipment. You can discard a piece of unequipped gear If the ruffian is within 3 squares, you do 2 damage to him. So that's pretty good. You can just basically discard something that you're not using, and you get 2 damage. I guess it's like you're throwing that. I don't want this. You take it, and it bonks the ruffian in the head. So that is one new addition. Like I said, this is a sample of the peddler deck. More will be unlocked through the normal gameplay, campaignish style play with the peddler. Something else that it adds are these new placeable objects. For example, there we have the trampoline. So we have a nice little trampoline icon here. And then I will read that because I know what it does, but I'm just going to read it anyways. So this is for the clown. So if you're trying to be a clown, I'm always a clown. Place yourself on an empty square up to 4 squares away from the trampoline. If you place yourself adjacent to the ruffian, take 1 damage and deal 1 damage to the ruffian. So basically you can go through, you can hit the trampoline, and then you can go up to 4 spaces, standard movement spaces. It doesn't say specifically in a straight line. Normally it says if you have to go in a straight line. This doesn't. So I imagine it's just 4 normal movement spaces from that trampoline. Right? So that is what is new with the peddler deck. The starting, like I said, we are going to do the 3 rounds. So there is a difference at the beginning. There's a little reminder token that you put on the very first one. And basically all that is we start with 15 monies instead of 10 monies. We have our character set up. I kind of put it right there in that order, so that way Oddity's not having me go twice in a row. So basically it would end up going the bad guy, me, Oddity, and so forth. All right. That's that. We got our new equipment. The bad guys do have this new ambush effect. So when you bring them out, they're basically going to ambush us in a sense. And this causes them to have some kind of ongoing ability or ongoing effect. It's kind of like an extra player power. Nothing really different than before. It's an extra player power that's not mentioned on their board. So it's a good way to explain that player power without having to write a paragraph on the board, I guess. I think that is it, right? That's pretty much it. We'll go into how the differences of the characters when we get to whoever we have to battle. Of course, we are playing with the standees because the prototype did not come with mini Tauras, but of course the final game will come with the beautiful mini Tauras that, well, the normal game comes with. So that is that. So we do need to read about our characters. So if Oddity wants to read about Judy Marks.
Judy Marks is the scarred artist.
Oh yeah,
okay.
You're gonna have to flip it over and make all your things fall out like we did last time. So you can read all your stuff.
Introducing Judy Marks. Here, friends, the ink's still wet. You'd be hard pressed to find a townsfolk happier than Judy Marks. A shining light born in the dismal town of Misty Bluff, Judy is a natural artist. She wanted nothing more than to share her creations with the locals, but Misty Bluffians don't take kindly to kindness. He attempts to befriend the locals, left her faceless and frustrated. But Judy wouldn't lose hope. She drew herself a new face, packed her bags, and set out for a fresh start in Eureka Springs.
Yeah, so I don't know if you noticed, she's wearing a mask. So she left her faceless, because again, it's a cartoon, and then she's wearing a mask. So she drew herself a new face, a new happy face.
Normally, the townfolk would have welcomed Judy with open arms, but they had their hands full just trying to stay alive. Judy was happy to help her future pals defend the town. What better way to make friends than saving their lives, after all?
All right, and then her special abilities.
Gift of art. 1 moxie. When an adjacent townsfolk receives a painting of your choice, after 3 paintings are given, this can no longer be activated.
All right, so Oddity has some paintings, so we'll go over that when we go over the equipment, the different paintings.
Creative flow. If you give out 3 paintings during a fight, gain 2 movement for the fight.
All right, and then your equipment.
So the giant paintbrush.
Yep.
Is melee 2-handed spear.
Melee 2-handed spear. Yep.
1 Moxie, 7 plus actions, 1 damage. Range 3, add 1 to your accuracy rolls with this weapon for each painting given this fight.
All right, so the more paintings she gives out, the better her accuracy gets, which is going to be needed because it's 7 plus and it's a 10-sided die. And then for two-handed weapons, they recommend just keeping it in between the two, so that way you know it's two-handed versus one-handed.
And this one?
Yep.
Artist Cape Chest Gear. When you give away your third painting each fight, restore 1 hit point.
So again, benefit of giving away her painting, she gets to heal. Okay.
And this one was here.
That's her chest gear. Her chest. All right. And then your paintings. So she has 3 paintings that she can give away to either the other 2 characters. Again, we just need to be adjacent to her.
Focus Friend. After receiving this, your next attack is a successful hit, regardless of accuracy roll.
All right.
Hero's Journey. After receiving this, you may immediately move up to 4 squares. If you end the movement adjacent to the Ruffian, they take 1 damage.
All right.
Happy Place. After receiving this, gain 3 movement and 2 Moxie on your next turn.
All right. So it's basically ways to buff her friends. People that she wants to be her friends because she's trying to make new friends. All right. And then Frigid Jones. She is the inspiring. Oh, I didn't know they have a subtitle. I don't even know if we noticed that. What's your subtitle?
I read it. Judy Marks, Discard Artist.
Oh, does it say it on the back too? So Frigid Jones.
I read it from here and then you asked me to flip it.
Oh, lo siento. Tú es correcto, mi es incorrecto. All right. So Frigid Jones. Hop in. We got a town to save. So her that goes with her ability, what she does. A protective appliance that can keep you safe and your gear ready for battle. Frigid serves as the mayor's assistant in Sprinkle Falls, but is something of an unsung hero thanks to her secret side business. While the mayor of Sprinkle Falls does his best to trap tourists and residents in his dismal little town, Frigid offers a means of escape. Under the guise of scouting out the competition, Frigid is able to leave the town whenever she chooses. When she does, she uses her own body to smuggle folks to clear skies of Eureka Springs, where the residents are always welcoming to Frigid and her cargo. On her most recent smuggling run, Frigid noticed Eureka Springs was in dire straits, the ruffians pouring in from the town from every direction. Frigid vowed to help however she could. If the town were to fall, she'd have nowhere safe to send her escapees. Okay? So that's what we're talking about. Her ability is Hide Inside. For 1 Moxie, I can hide a townsfolk inside of me. And then the townsfolk remove this way or place adjacent to you at the start of their turn. If you're removed from the board, place any hiding townsfolk adjacent before I am removed. So basically, I can just hide a townsfolk so that they wouldn't take damage during the boss's turn. Cold Storage. The cost for changing gear during a fight is reduced by 1 Moxie for you and your adjacent townsfolk peoples. So basically, I want to stay near people, and that's going to make it so that they do less, or it costs them less to do their actions. My first weapon is a melee 2-handed swinging door, 1 Moxie, 5 accuracy, 1 damage. This weapon heals +1 damage if you activated Hide Inside this turn. So basically, I want to hide inside. I want to eat somebody, one of the townsfolk, and get them inside of me, and then I can do more damage. And then Ice Pack. For 1 Moxie, the townsfolk hiding inside of you gets 1 hit point. So for 2 Moxie, I would be able to heal both of us. Right? Well, actually, 2 Moxie because I have to attack and I get healed. But yep. And then the next one is Granny. So Granny Melba is from the first expansion. If you can put my little doohickeys, por favor, while I read about Granny. The red goes above, on the 5 is the red. All right, so Granny Melba, come give Granny some kisses. Hard-hitting sharpshooter who's always getting her discount. Everyone in Eureka Springs knows Granny Melba. Some say she's older than the town itself, but don't let her age fool you. Granny has more spunk than most. She has a renowned stage performer in her youth and was no stranger to the spotlight. After years of fame and partying, she settled down in Eureka Springs to a simple life with her humdrum husband, Pappy. But after his recent passing, Granny reverted back to her old self. She's had flings with a number of townsfolk in this manner of months, including the peddler. Don't go spouting rumors, though. They'd prefer to keep things hush-hush. Defending Eureka Springs is a no-brainer for Granny Melba. She's got a new lease on life, and no one's going to take it away from her. So her abilities, first is Farsighted. You add X to Granny's accuracy roll when attacking, where X equals the number of squares between her and her target. So the further away Granny is, the higher her accuracy is going to be. And right now her range is 4 with her weapon. So basically I automatically get to add +4 to my accuracy, and she only needs 5 to hit something. So it's like you're guaranteed to hit something with Granny. Lover's discount. Granny and the peddler sure seem well acquainted. You receive a 2-coin discount on anything costing 7 or more. And then the other thing is I did have the secret goods, so that way we could show some secret goods from the base game, of course. This expansion will also have secret goods, which you unlock while you're playing the game, basically by completing secret objectives on the bosses. So the first is her bulging corset. Whenever you take damage from a ruffian action, place a counter on this card. And then it says I can remove a counter from this card and my next damage does +1. And then her tossing baton is a ranged one-handed thrown weapon, Moxie 1, accuracy 5+, damage 1, and then the range is 4. So it's low damage and I'm guaranteed to always damage, but if I can have damage already taken before that, then I'm going to be able to do 2 damage on each turn. So that is that. That is everybody. So we do need to figure out who is the first villain that we're going to go up against. Well, I was going to say, I know she's used to doing the first player, and I was thinking that as I was saying that.
No, because we're going to follow.
Yeah, because we're going to follow that order for now. We do need to figure out the first villain, but we do need to talk about that dice, though.
This is a 20-sided extra life die for Children's Miracle Network because we support the niños with donations because they need it. And you can also support them using the links down below and donating for them. Para los niños.
Para los niños. So yes, the links down below. We, of course, are going to be doing some giveaways and some different things throughout the year. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel to know when we're going to do that. Of course, any game that you see us play, we'll reach out to those publishers, see if they want to participate in any of the Extra Life events, which means you have a pretty good idea of some of the stuff that might be given away, just like last year, just like the year before that. So we need to figure out who are we going up against. So we got to flip over the first question mark. All right.
Tarter
Fishboy. So he goes at the very, very top of the beaten order.
Okay.
I was just watching. Instead of getting Tarter Fishboy out, so Tarter Fishboy will be our first guy that we're going up against, which is fine. He's kind of in the right order. And then we'll have to find his deck. All right, so we are in the town phase. So we do need to draw our feats and so forth. Get Tarter's cards out here. So we have that ready to go. All right, so we each get 3 feats. Now, because I am playing two-handed for the town events, I did have to take out the secret cards because it really wouldn't be secret because I would know. So that is your 3 feats.
I cannot see yet.
Yeah, you can see them. There's Bridges 3 feats. And this is her 3 feats. So I'll just put those here. Don't know where I'm going to put hers. I guess I'm going to slide this over a little bit. And just put the money on the fireboard. All right, so these are her 3. These are her 3. All right, so we did that. The next thing that we need to do is each townsfolk draws an event card, and we do what the event card says. So this is Oddlity's event card. So what does your event card say?
Sore eyes.
Sore eyes.
All this fighting has really knocked your head around. Your vision ain't quite what it used to be.
Oh, that's not good.
That looked like my eyes sometimes.
That looks like your eyes sometimes when you're hugging on Casper too much.
Keep this card in front of you for the next fight. You lose 1 accuracy.
Oh, so you lose. It's not everybody. It's just you.
Me.
Okay, so you lose 1 accuracy during the fight. So yeah, you just want to keep that visible to yourself so that way you remember to do that. So wherever is going to make you remember. This game takes up a lot of room. We said that during the last playthrough. Yes, it still takes a lot of room.
I am not supposed to have this.
Yeah, you won the last game. I left the extra life letter. So Oddly has the extra life medal over there. She's saying she's not supposed to have it. She is.
What? See.
Town event. If this is the first town phase, ignore this town event and draw another. Well, okay, thank you. So we'll just throw you back in here somewhere. Maybe you'll come back later. Townsfolk assemble. Oh, we're like the Avengers. You realize it's a lot easier to concentrate when other townfolk has your back. You drill the idea of camaraderie into your fellow townsfolk. Teamwork makes the dream work. Keep this card in front of you. For the next fight, each townsfolk gains +1 accuracy when attacking for each townsfolk adjacent to them. So I'm going to keep this actually. So this is one thing they are changing in the rules. They're going to make it say, keep this card in front of everybody instead of you, because this applies to everybody. So we'll put it here for, well, I don't know if that's going to change. We'll put it here for now. I don't know. All right. And then the next town event is for Granny, the old cemetery. The party decides to check if any ruffians have gone grave robbing. Granny Melba, not in the group, besides the backlogged of bodies. Okay. Granny Melba is in the group. Party decides to check if any ruffians have gone grave robbing. Oh, it's just us deciding to do that. Okay, it was confusing me because it wasn't giving me an option to say, okay, so Granny Melba is in the group, and she is. You catch some grave robbers unearthing dear Papa Melba. Granny Melba chases them off before returning to her late husband's grave. She returns him to his resting place, but grabs something for herself first. Pappy would understand. Granny Melba receives Pappy's Denture's unique gear. So I got a unique gear already. That actually worked out perfectly. It was actually went to Granny Melba. All right, so we need his dentures. Pappy's dentures, here we go. So Pappy's dentures is a headgear that Granny Melba can wear. I'm going to wear his dentures on my head, or I guess in my mouth. I guess headgear is anything around the head, including the mouth. If a ruffian ends an action adjacent to you, they take 1 damage. So, yeah. All right, so we'll put that one back in there. So that was actually perfect for what we were trying to do. All right, so now we are going to do the peddler stage where we get to buy things. We each have 15 coins. The buying order starts at the bottom and then goes to the top. Now, one thing that is changing in the rule book is as you buy something from the peddler, it immediately refills. That's a change. The other thing is you can refill at any time now. It's not before people make purchases you choose to refill. You still do need to pay 2 coins per number of players, so 6 total in a 2-player game to refresh the whole market. All right. So first is you. So yeah, right? No,
Me?
Frigid Jones. I go first. Okay, Frigid Jones gets to buy first. So she doesn't have a...
To buy?
Hmm?
What are you looking
We're
for?
we're buying gear. All right. So, how many like items do we have? So we have Glory Hog, Clown, Investigator, Farmer, Tinker, Clock, Monsieur, Town Crier, and Outlaw. So this actually counts for 2 different things. This is Investigator and Tinker. Okay, so some of them have multiple people's things on it. So there's already 3 out there for Tinkerer, but it's going to cost 5, 10, 16. However, we can free trade. So I could have Granny buy that, what I can't buy, and do a trade. I think that works. So I'm going to spend 10 to get the ring and the bobby pin. All right. And then we refill. And we're only playing with the new deck. The quick setup rules recommended just playing with the new deck. So we're not playing with the original peddler gear. So when you're playing with this mode, I don't know if it'll change. I don't know if the rules will change, or they'll have it where you can play with any gear, and just depending if you're doing the quests or not. So that is what I bought for Bridget. So now it is Judy's turn to buy gear.
I want to buy. Whenever any.
Well, so if you want to look at whether or not you can get a roll, right? If you want to get a roll, right now, there's one clown. I thought there was 2 clowns. Glory Hog Clown, Colony, Showman Clown on the side. Farmer, Tinkerer, but I'm going to buy that, so don't buy that. I'm going to buy that with Granny, since she's already got a free piece of gear. Mourner, Town Crier, and Outlaw, Colony, and Glory Hound. So actually there's 2 Glory Hounds for 12, and then there's 2 Colonies here and here. This is melee one-handed, so that would get rid of your paintbrush. I don't think you want to do a melee. So if you look at instead doing the Outlaw, oh, we don't have 2 Outlaws. Glory Hog. So Glory Hog, this is a chest gear, which you've already got a chest gear. This gear cannot be unequipped during a fight. Lower your accuracy by 1, deal 1 damage to a ruffian. Glory Hog here, whenever you townsfolk lands a critical hit, you gain +1 accuracy for the fight. I don't think either of those are really good. If you want to play with the trampoline, since we talked about the trampoline, it'd probably be cool to have that. That one for 1 moxie, you get to place the trampoline. So that's Clown. And where was the other clown? We don't have another clown yet. So you'd have to wait to see if we get another clown later.
Okay, I'll buy a trampoline.
Right. So this doesn't count as an equipped piece of gear. That just counts as a...
Isn't this my trampoline?
Yep. So now this is your trampoline. That doesn't count as an equipped gear. So you just kind of want to put that off to the side. Put it on your head. Just put it under your paintings. There you go. And then, so that made Wild Spinach come out, which is for the cook or the investigator. Now, again, you don't have to get them all matching. You can just buy other things that help you. Like, you don't have anything on your feet. All right, your feet is still empty. You don't have a headgear. So the boots are 7. They give you +1 hit point. If you roll 9+ on a terrain roll, gain 1 movement for the fight. That's pretty good. The other thing was, what do you have? A head?
I don't have head.
Headgear. That's the glory hog. I don't really like that one. Well, the other thing you can have is an accessory. You still don't have an accessory. Oh, rocking horses are deployable. Melee, chest, leg, melee. So the accessory is spinach, consume, discard wild spinach. A weapon of your choice has its mox cost reduced to 0 until the end of the turn. That weapon may attack an additional time. Ooh, so that will allow you to attack twice, and the second attack is free. But you can only use it once the whole game, because as soon as you use it, it gets discarded. It does give you 2 rolls as well, though. So, and you don't have to have these equipped to get the roll. As soon as you get 3, even if it's not equipped. So this would allow you to do the cook or the investigator roll if you were to get 3 of these. So that's 6, and the boots are 7, which give you 1 hit point. Both of them sound good. I don't know which one's better.
And the boots.
You want the boots? So Audrey gets the boots. All right, and you get some change. All right. And then we have a decorated sash for chest gear. All right, so I am going to buy the last Tinkerer item for Frigid. Which one do I like better? 1 mox allows me to heal somebody that's inside of me. 1 mox, put a counter on this. 3 counters max. Move 2 counters from this and choose 1. Restore 1 hit point. Gain 1 mox for the fight, or move up to 5. I like that better, so I'm going to equip that instead. I can't sell my starting gear, but maybe I'll need it later. I don't know where to put it. We don't have enough room. I guess we'll just keep it underneath. Whatever's not equipped will just be underneath. But then I have to remember that it's under there. Here, do it like that so I remember. All right. So now she has all 3 pieces of the Tinkerer gear, which was actually ironic because that was the one that I did as an example. So now she is the Tinkerer. So now I have those extra ability where I can remove 3 counters from the Tinker card gear that I own. So this right now I think is the only one that I can add. Okay, no, see, Yeah, so if you attack a ruffian twice in a single turn, put a counter on this, so 3 counters. So I'd have to be able to attack twice, which means I would need 2 weapons. This one I can just add the counters. And then this one for 2 mocks, I can add a counter as well. If there are 2 counters on this, okay, so I can make this a more valuable ring for selling. So it'll be worth 10, because this doesn't really give me anything else except for getting my mocks, my tokens, so that way I can do this to remove the 3 tokens to receive basically the top of the peddler deck. Okay, so that was her first one. That cost her 7, so that was kind of expensive for something that she wasn't going to use. And I have 3 left, or no, I have 8 left. All right, is there anything? So she doesn't have legs, right hand, or accessory. Dun, 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 dun. Or deployable, because that's really the only other thing out there. And she does get a discount, a 2 coin discount on anything 7 or higher. This is a chest gear. I like her bulging corset better. This is a 7. Melee one-handed. She can have another melee one-handed. 1 mox, 3 accuracy, 1 damage. Range 3. This gear cannot be unequipped during a fight. For 0 mox, I can move 1 square. Okay. Can I get a discount? Why not? I'll buy this. I'll buy another weapon for Granny for 5. And I'll keep my 3 other coins battle later. All right. So we have now finished the peddler. So all of this gets discarded. And then we need to set up the board for Fishboy. All right. So we'll put this on the bottom of the peddler deck. Flip this over. All right. And if you want to, oops, let me get the ambush card out. If you want to shuffle.
Do I need to shuffle?
Yeah, you can ruffle
If I
shuffle.
can.
If you can, it's kind of a small set of cards. All right, so we do need the new tiles, which is the agua, which goes 5. We now have a river in the middle of the
Ocean.
an ocean, a river in the middle of the sea. I'm kind of disappointed the art doesn't line up to where you can make them connect. That's kind of disappointing. I need what else do we need? We need the picnic basket. I think you have everything else.
Picnic.
Yeah, so we need the small squares, the picnic basket.
I don't see a picnic basket.
No, I'm sorry, not the small, medium squares, I guess. Yeah, those ones. It's gonna be on one side or the other. Oh no, they're the same. All right, so one of those should have the picnic basket and it's the mat with the picnic basket. Yep, that's it. All right, and then we need that hay bale over there.
Hay.
We need the hay bale. We need the pumpkin patch.
Which is...
It is the larger square. Yep, there you go. That goes GHI on the very beginning. GHI 1. All right. Goes there, that goes there. And then we need the cornfield, which is the bigger. Oh no, it's up there. It's underneath it's underneath those. And then we need a fish sandwich. I got the fish sandwich. This is from the new game.
Oh, this is one.
Yeah, one up right here. Yep. And then we need the fish sandwich, which is right here. Yep. All right.
Oopsie.
OCD. All right, so that is the setup for here. All right, so Tarter Fishboy. Tarter once worked happily alongside his twin brother, the fisherman in Eureka Springs, which you played last time. That's who you were. You were the fisherman in Eureka Springs. But he had a dark secret, an insatiable hunger for more than just fish. After one too many townsfolk went missing near Tarter's pond, the old sheriff connected the dots and exiled him from town. Since then, Tarter has honed his fishing skills in the waterways of Sprinkle Falls, consuming passerbys foolish enough to chase his bait. With word of the old sheriff's demise, Tarter is eager to return to Eureka Springs and see his old and now unprotected neighbors. Just look at the size of that lad now. A steady diet of townsfolk really does wonders for the body. Right? So he is no longer a chump because we skipped the chump phase. So he is a hooligan, gear snagger. Whenever a townsfolk is moved by lure in, so one of his cards is lure in, they must unequip a piece of gear once per townsfolk per action. All right? Weakness, which will be on one of the cards, we will reveal his weakness. Move Tarter 3 squares towards the bait, which is that right there. He may enter non-flood squares during his movement. So this is flood. We're flooding Eureka Springs. Put the water tokens, which are a key, in each space that he moves through. He skips his next action. All right. And then final fight. We're not doing final fight, so none of that plays into that. All right. Oh, I forgot. I got to figure out where he goes. He is. So I don't know if we want to play like this because it's not very good visually for everybody else. However, their bases are supposed to be exactly 4. So like we have to know where he is, and that's going to be kind of hard. I did not want to use the bases because it's not very clear for everybody else watching at home, but I think we're going to have to. So that's fine. So we will put them on their bases. So we need to put our characters on their bases too. All right, so he is here. All right. Basically, everybody who's watching at home gets to see a big black square.
And some small ones.
And some small squares, unfortunately. Although I realized when we played last time, we played it with the painted minis, and they were just big gray squares, so it's really not much different. All right, so we can start in these T spots. So she is melee, so I think I want to get her as close as possible. So I'm going to put her there. Oops, need to have her this way. So because it's a prototype, they're only printed on one side, so I kind of need to make sure I can see who they are. Are you melee or ranged? Melee, right?
Melee.
Yeah, so you probably want to start kind of close too, I guess. Yep. And then Granny is ranged, so I will put her. She is ranged 4 or range 3. So 1, 2, 3. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. So I'm going to put her here. All right. That's it. That's that. His ambush effect. When an action calls for it, do the following. Cast. Place the bait terrain piece adjacent to the townsfolk farthest from Tarter. Lure in. Move the bait and all townsfolk within 3 squares of it, 3 squares towards Tarter. Thrash. Place a water token on a non-flood square within 2 squares of Tarter. So the flood squares are the same as water. We cannot go through them. We do need our terrain cards. I forgot about those. Half the gameplay time is set up, isn't it? All right. Vegetable patch. Just put it on TER. Yeah, just put it on each one. Haystack. Picnic. What else we got? Pond. Oops. Detonator. Town pond. Doc's hut. Murky moat. Dense woods. Mushroom grove. Oh, dangerous ditch. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 5. And then flood. Bait. And that's everything, right? Flood, bait. Yeah. So the flood, which is a new item, So Tarter is waterbound. He cannot move or be moved out of flood squares unless otherwise stated. Any square with a water token on it becomes a flood square. Other terrain pieces in that square lose all effects and interactions except for the bait. If a townsfolk begins their turn inside a flood square, they take 1 damage. So it is not, it's not a, we can go into this because it's not a brown. The only ones you cannot go into are obstacles, which are the brown ones. So we can actually go into the flood. We would just take damage if we start our turn there. Right, so I guess I'll put this here so I remember it. Can we slide everybody just a little bit so we can get this card back? There we go. All right, so we are going to play, like I said, at the 2-player hit points, just so that way we can try to get through all 3 of these, which is 13 hit points. And that's for 4-player game. All right, there we go. So let me double check. He's first up there on the list, but I don't remember if he's actually supposed to go first. Because I think on our playthrough, we didn't have the bad guy go first. I think we actually, I think we actually just had us start. Yeah, so the Ruffians turn, fight phase. Okay, so fight phase. 2, fill the Ruffian, put it at the top of the beaten order. Well, it's the beating order, you go in that order. So since he's at the top, yeah, it says it's showing Ruffians first. So yeah, we kind of did mess up on our last playthrough. So yeah, so the Ruffians do go first. So that means he's going to reveal a card. Mystery Grave. Tarter clobbers anyone foolish enough to enter his waters in pursuit of delicious sandwich. Target. All townsfolk inside a flood square. That is nobody. So, yeah. So that doesn't happen. The targets are pummeled by water, blah, blah, blah. Then move Tarter towards the farthest townfolk and thrash. So the farthest townfolk is me.
Oh.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, yeah, to get to me. 1, 2 to give me, yeah, so it is you. So he's going to move towards you. His movement is 9, so he makes it. 1. Actually, we're all 2. Now that I look at it, we're all 2. Because he can go 1, 2, and get to you. So it's the same for all of them. Thrash is place a water token on all non-flood squares within 2 squares of Tarter. So he's going to add water around him. So that's really what's going to happen. He's going to add water. So whoever he goes near is going to basically take 1 damage at the start of their turn. I have 4 hit points. 4 hit points. You have the least, so I don't want it to go towards you. So we'll go 1, 2. And then he's going to place water tiles within 2 squares of Tarter. So 1, 2.
Those are hurricanes.
Kind of. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1.
So you are in the water.
Yep, I'm in the water. And he's already going towards our little vegetable patch up there. All right. So he did 2 all the way around, within 2. I'm guessing how it is because it'd be the same as any other thing. Diagonal doesn't count. Oh, hang on. Unless you're supposed to go 1, 2. Yeah, probably. So 1, 2. Whoops, that's for the other bad guy. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, okay. I think that's it. I think that's 2 all the way around. That is a lot of agua. All right, so he went. Now it is Granny's turn. So Granny is not standing in water, which is good. So Granny is going to beat up on oh, I could have had him come to Granny because of Granny's denture. She would have actually would have done damage to him. Dang it. All right, that's fine. I'm going to do my tossing baton for 1 moxie. Who's got the... You got the dice, right? He is 1, 2, 3 away from me, so I get +3 to my accuracy. And I only need a 5. I got a 5, so I hit him for 1. And that immediately ends Granny's turn because we just hit a break point. So he goes again. Oh yeah, we all get +1 accuracy. Don't forget, we all... Well, you're at 0. You're at what your number is because this basically negated your card that you had. All right, so he goes again. Target, farthest townfolk not standing in a flood square.
Me.
That would now be you. If none, discard and play again. All right. The stream created by Tarter comes crashing down in your direction. Range attack. If the target is within 8 squares, and I think you are, of the ruffian, put a water token on the target's square. All right. So
Do you count diagonal or?
No, but 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the same as movement.
Where do I put it?
Under you. Yeah, put a water token on the target square and on all non-flood squares within 2 squares of the target. Oh man.
Within 2, so here.
Yeah, so 1, 2. I was wondering why did they give me so many of these? 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Weesh. Yeah, I don't like that. Then move Tarter towards the target. And he can move up to 9. So 1, 2, 3. I don't like him. I'm because that's making the map harder. Now, the question is, it didn't say what you do, like when you cover up it doesn't say that becomes a flood square. Other terrain pieces in that square lose all effects and interactions. Oh, so that we can no longer use the picnic basket. Because it now has a... Oh no, in that space. So that particular space has lost the ability. So now to get into it, you'd have to get one of the others. See how it's still got a cross in it? Because each one still counts as a space. Okay, so it doesn't lose its ability. All right. So that was just Granny's turn, and I caused problems. All right, so now it is Judy's turn. So you take 1 damage because you are on a flood space.
Do I move?
Oh yeah, you forgot. You get 1 + 1 HP, so you actually would be there because of your boots. Oh, and you also get...
No.
Oh, that's if you roll an on.
Now I lose it?
Yeah, because you started in the space with a flood.
Like that?
Yep.
And what is this one?
That's your max. That's your max. All right. I didn't even look at my objectives. If an action played from... dang it. If he would have hit me instead of you, I would have already gotten that feat. Oh no, that would have had to have been Granny because she did that. Oh, that's easy because that's going to happen.
And move.
Ooh, I'll get this one in about 3 seconds. Or no.
Can I move inside the water?
Yeah, but it's still normal movement. But what's your range? Oh no, your melee weapon. Do you want to hit him before you run away?
Oh, see, I can hit him right now.
Yeah. So range 3. Oh, actually, yours it's a melee, but it's range 3. It's a really long stick, but it doesn't matter. You can hit him and then walk away. So you need to get a 7+. Add +1 to your accuracy rolls with this weapon for each painting, which you haven't given away any paintings yet. So, because you have range 3, you could come over here, give me a painting, and then you'd still be able to hit him, and then you'd get additional accuracy. Yeah, because that's only 1 moxie, and you've got 4, or no, you've got 3, so you can give me a painting for 1.
Okay, so I attack him.
Well, no, you want to move so you can give away the painting to get the extra accuracy. So 1, 2. Yep. So you've only used 2 of your movements. You actually have 2 movement left. And then you're going to give that to Granny.
Which one?
I don't know.
After receiving this,
Granny's already moved, but it would give her more moxie. After receiving this, your next attack is successful regardless of accuracy. After receiving this, you may immediately move up to 4 squares. To end your movement adjacent to the ruffian, take 1 damage. So I could damage him by moving, and that would help me with my masochist. Yeah, give me the one that I can move, the hero's journey. Yeah, so I'll do the hero's journey, which allows me to move her up to 4. So I'm just going to move 2. And since I ended next to him, he loses 1 hit point. And then on my turn, I'll get this.
How do I do this part? Because I gave you the painting. So add 1.
So now you get +1 accuracy when you roll. Okay. Yep. So go ahead and roll. So 4 plus 1 is 5. And then this negates that, so it's just 5. Okay. So you missed. That was 3. You can try it. Well, you can only attack once with your weapon, so that's it. So you do have 2 movement left if you want to get out of the water. What are your objectives?
Give a piece of gear from a terrain piece. Restore 2 hit points to other townsfolk over the course of a single fight. Personally trigger 2 ruffian breaking points.
All right, so that's these red dots. So the first one is what? Gain a piece of gear. Okay, so you have to go to the terrain and do a search action. All right, so if you want to just get out of the water so you don't take damage.
But how much?
You have 2 movement left because it. Nope, that's me. You have 2 movement left. 1, 2. Yeah.
I should do something with that.
Oh, you actually had +1 accuracy. You still didn't do it because you had 4, 5. You're at 6. So you need it.
But I moved here every time.
No, you just leave those alone. Those stay for tracking purposes. All right. So that is her turn. So now it is Frigid Jones. All right. So I'm not near him, so I've got to get near him. My movement is 5. All right. So I take 1 damage because I started there. So I'm going to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I go there. I am going to, for 1 moxie, I'm going to hide Granny. So I'm hiding Granny inside of me. All right. And then I'm going to attack for 1 moxie. I only have 2 moxie. Wow. But I get to attack for 1 moxie, and then that'll heal me. Oh no, it does +1 damage. Where's my healing one? Oh, that's the one I got rid of. Yeah, I'd have to do that. But it does +1 damage. Okay. So I need a 5+, and I get a +1 because of this, and I'm actually -1. So that puts me at 0. So I have to get a 5. Got an 8. We are good to go. So that does 2 damage. All right. Who's holding on to the dice? Just put it back. All right. So she did that. She did that. I moved how many spaces? 4. So no matter what, I'm going to take damage because I can't get out of the water. So yeah, I can't do anything else. If the action played from hitting a breaking point does damage, no. Complete a fight with a starting weapon equipped, which I'm going to do. Start your turn as the closest townsfolk. Okay, so I might be able to get that on the next turn because I'm right next to it. All right, so now we go back to Tarter Fishboy. Drag under. Target, closest townsfolk, and that is me. Move Tarter towards the target. Well, he's already there. If the target is within 3 squares, trigger the after effect. Yeah, I am. After effect. Tarter snatches a target and tosses them deep into the flood. Remove the target from the board. They must resolve the below. All right, so it removes me from the board, which drops you back on the board, or drops Granny back on the board. All right, must resolve the below. 3 or less pieces of gear equipped. No. 4 plus pieces of gear equipped. C. Between your hefty gear and Tartar's grasp, it's nearly impossible to swim. Take 1 damage and place your townsfolk on a flood square adjacent to Tartar. All right, so I take 1 damage. Ooh, I'm going to need some healing. Let me go back there. Which means I'm going to take more damage on the next turn. Ooh, I need to heal. Which I can do with this, right? Yeah, gain 1 hit point. You can't heal me, can you?
I don't know. See, I saw something that allows me to...
That's your healing, but I think it's to heal you. Yeah, I think it's just to heal you. Yeah, I think that's it. All right. So it is Granny's turn. So Granny is in melee. Granny's going to take damage. So Granny takes damage, which gives me the masochist. So she now has 2 objectives completed. All right. Granny has 2 moxie. This is take damage from a ruffian, not a terrain. Oh, hang on. Ruffian did end an action adjacent to me, so he took 1 damage from Granny's dentures, or from Pappy's dentures. So, all right. So I can use both of my attacks as long as I don't. I'm going to hit a break point though again. It's every time it's Granny's turn, he's near a break point, meaning that I can't use both of my attacks. Because I could use both weapons if it wasn't near a break point, but as soon as it hits the break point, I can't. And I don't have anything else to spend my moxie on. So, although if I miss, I can still do the other weapon, so that's fine. All right, so I'm going to do this. Yeah. So I'm at -2 +1, so I'm -1 for my accuracy. 4, so I'm at 3. So Cheerful Parasite actually hits. And then that is 1 damage. All right. Which causes his breakpoint, which means... Hang on, before I do that. I don't want to be that close. Let me get out of the water first. There. Now, I will do that. So breakpoint. So Tarter Fishboy. Target closest townfolk, which is her. Thrash. Then face the target and move forward 2 squares. Thrash again, then cast. Holy cow. So he's going to thrash. That is placing a water token on all non-flood squares within 2 squares of him. Which is already done. Then he's going to move 2, which pushes me back 1, 2. And then he's going to do the same. Then he's going to thrash again. So 1, 2, 1. And Granny didn't get out of... I didn't... Granny's still going to take damage. Everybody's taking damage. Holy cow. And one more Fishboy. One more. He's making a lot of water. And now we do cast. Cast. Place the bait terrain piece adjacent to the townsfolk farthest from Tarter, which is you, actually. What's the bait feature? Bait can be placed on top of other terrain and can be moved through all terrain. Townsfolk are no match for the lure of the bait switch. Okay, so it could cause us to have to go to the bait. So it's already there. All right. So there we go. Now it is Judy's turn. So you probably want to give away a painting again. So you can get the extra damage. You can either move, well, You're starting on that, so you lose 1 hit point.
I'm dying.
Yeah, we're all dying. This is deadly. Howdy, Ryan. How you doing, buddy? I don't know how long ago you posted that, but howdy. Yeah.
So give your...
Well, you can either move and give it to her, or don't move and give it to Granny. What are the two?
After receiving this, your next attack is a successful hit, regardless of accuracy roll.
So that would actually be good for her because she's going to attack next, which means you just need to move to me, over next to me.
Or after receiving this, gain 3 movement and 2 moxie for your next turn. On your next turn.
No, the Moxie's not going to help her. So if you move first to get next to me, well, no, you want out of the water. Don't want to be in the water. Out of the water. No, you want to be out of the water.
Pero
because it's
how
starting
many can I move?
4. That was only 1, 2.
Oh.
You can move after you do that. That gets you in range to still be able to attack him because you want to be within 3. All right. So give that to her. So then on my next attack, I'll be able to do that. All right. And then I can discard a piece of unequipped gear. Doesn't say it can't be the starter gear, because normally you can't sell your starter gear, but it doesn't say I can't discard it. So technically I could actually do this to do 2 more damage to him. So actually if I did that, it'd be 2, but then this is an attack, which is separate from that, but I can do both. Because that would actually do 2, 3 damage. 4, because if I hide you inside of me, it would do 4 damage. Okay, that's actually really good. All right, so now you get to attack, right?
And I still have the 1 moxie? I mean, the 1 accuracy?
Yeah, you spent 1.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's still... You're still at 0. Yeah, you're still plus 1 accuracy. Yep. Because 1 plus 1 is... Or 1 minus 1 is 0. So 7. So you're at 8. Then you add plus 1 to your accuracy anyways, so 9, so you're definitely good enough to hit him, so you hit him for 1 damage. Alright. You do anything else? Well, you can't heal yet, because you're going to give away that 3rd painting. And you can only do 1 action per turn. If you roll a 9 plus on a...
Terrain roll, gain 1 movement for the fight.
Oh, and they use the terrain rolls, so you're not doing terrain. All right. So it'd just be whether or not you run away, but if you run away, then I can't. I was calling it eating you earlier. Super interested in this expansion. I traded for the base game recently, but haven't played it yet. Probably should do that before back in expansion. Yeah, we really liked it. We played this. It was our first boss battler, and it was really fun. So can't say the expansion isn't any better or worse. It's just adding more bad guys to fight against, which have really new, neat mechanics. Like that's really neat how he's spreading out that water. All right. Anything else you want to do with her? I mean, you don't have anything else you can spin your Moxie on, right?
No.
Yeah. All right, and you're fine with staying there. Well, you can put your trampoline, but I don't know if the trampoline... Well, it costs 1 Moxie to place your trampoline.
Place yourself on an empty square up to 4 squares away from trampoline. If you place yourself adjacent to the Ruffian, take 1 damage and deal 1 damage to the Ruffian.
It would just allow... Like, if you put the trampoline, it would just allow you to...
Move forward.
Like, jump away. Like, if it's getting too deadly, we can jump away.
Only me?
No, anybody can use it.
I can't place it now? No?
Yeah, you have 1 Moxie left.
Mm-hmm. On top of the arm?
On top of the arm. Yeah, I don't know whose arm that is, but it's on top of the arm. All right. So now it is Frigid's turn. So I'm going to go ahead and eat you. And then I am going to take 1 damage. And unfortunately, to swap gear, I think is 2 Moxie, so there's no way for me to swap that. There's no way for me to attack him twice in a single round. So 1 Moxie was putting you inside. I wish he had more Moxie.
Did you always have to put somebody inside you?
To get the extra damage in. So no matter what I roll, it's gonna damage him. So alright, so 3, and really I don't even know why I rolled it, because it's gonna do it no matter what. So it does +1 damage, so it does 2 total damage. 1, 2, which now causes him to be angry at me. I'll just put all these over here until you need them. We'll just put them there for now. All right, so I did the next breakpoint. So it is, he's going to take an action. He's actually going to take 2 actions in a row now, unfortunately.
Oh.
So this could be painful. One or more of us could be died. Target none. Yay! I don't think that's a good thing. Cast, which is this. Tarter's impeccable cast leaves townsfolk with the bait hook lodged down their throats. 1 townsfolk adjacent to the bait must choose. So this is what you, because you're, oh no, nobody's adjacent to it anymore.
No.
Because you moved. Okay, so we're good. Then move Tarter towards the closest townsfolk. And he already is. So nothing technically happened. Cast. Oh, hang on. We got to do cast first. Cast. Place the terrain piece adjacent to the townsfolk farthest from Tarter. And since it's equal distance, we get to choose. And there's possible damage going to happen. So I'm going to put it next to Granny. All right. So now I have to choose. Dislodge the hook. Take 1 damage. Enjoy the meal. Sharp but tasty. Restore 1 hit point. Lure in, then lure in again. Lure in, move the bait, and all townsfolk 3 squares towards Tarter. Oh, actually, I didn't read that it was a healing. So never mind. Hang on. Put that. I'm going to put it on her. So I'm going to enjoy the meal, which heals me 1. And then we're going to lure in, which is move the bait and all townsfolk within 3 squares towards Tarter. We're already there. And the bait... Well, the bait moves towards Tarter as well. So just move it there. And then lure again, which we're already there, so nothing else happens. So that was actually the better play, because I actually got to heal myself. All right, now it's his actual turn. That was just for doing the break point. All right. Target, closest townsfolk. It's even. Cast, which is place the bait terrain adjacent, which it already is. Then lure in, which it already is. If only a single townsfolk was moved in lure in, trigger the after effect. Otherwise, move Tarter towards the target. Neither one of us moved, so technically the after effect doesn't take effect, right? Because neither one of us moved. All right. That's what I'm going with. All right. Granny's turn. Granny's taking 1 damage because she's standing in the water. Granny does not know how to swim. Dang it. He's not actually hit Granny once for me to be able to put all of her damage is from the water. And I don't think that counts for her core set. It says when the Ruffian action damages her. All right, so... the Ruffian ends an action adjacent to you, take 1 damage. So he did that twice, actually, because he did the previous one, and he did this one. So 1, 2. So technically, he's killing himself by standing next to Granny. Those are some good chompers. All right, so I just need to hit him once, and we beat him. So, we're doing very bad on our objectives, though.
Yeah.
Oh, she did this once, or nobody else was near him. And then I'll complete this at the end of the game. If an action played from hitting a breaking point deals damage, no, that didn't happen. All right, so yep, Granny is going to try to hit with her cheerful parasite. Range 3, cannot be unequipped during a fight. 0 moxie, I get to move 1 square. Cost 1 moxie. Need a 3+. I'm at -1 because of the townsfolk symbol. So I need to have a 4. That is an 8. That is enough to muerte. Fishy boy. Fishy boy es muerte. So that is the first guy down. And there's no flavor text for defeating the first guy. So he is gone. So we will put him up there. We will put these away. If you want to take him off his base.
What's next? Oh,
And
we
then
have to flip that? No.
Yeah, we'll do that in a minute after because we're going back to town. So we got to take all this stuff off as well.
The styles and us, we start from all over?
Yeah, we start all over. So everything comes off.
Come here, Agua.
Come here, Agua. All right. If you want to give me the... So all townsfolk may discard any unaccepted feats. Okay, so this is here. I'm good with that feat. I'm good with my 2 feats. Did you finish any of your feats?
If you roll 9 plus 1, no. Nada.
All right. Do you want to keep those feats or do you want to get rid of them?
I keep them.
All right. All right. So this is our water. Those all go to your side. These all go to my side.
Oops. These 2?
Yeah, those are yours. I'm trying to keep the expansion stuff away from the regular stuff. Oh, you get your person back. All right. So now step 2, all townsfolk receive 6 coins. So we get 6 coins. Better me. 6 coins. Better Bridget. 6 coins. Better Adri, because we were all alive. All right. Award 1 townsfolk the ruffian gear. So both of mine completed 2 tasks. So either one of them can get the ruffian gear. I think I like Granny how she is. I don't think I need something Granny, so I'm going to give it to Frigid. So Frigid will get to choose one of these pieces of gear. So 1, 2, 3. So we have a melee weapon, one-handed dagger, and it's a consumable. So 1 moxie, 4+ for accuracy, 1 damage. Restore 2 hit points, then roll. On a 2 or lower, take 3 damage. Usable once per fight. So you restore the hit points, and then you could actually take damage for restoring the hit points. That's a little bit dangerous. Back fin, +2 movement. What is this for? Oh, chest piece, so I'd be getting rid of this. If your movement is 10, back fin also gives +2 moxie. No, that would only put it at 7. Organic rod melee 2-hand weapon, 2 moxie, 4 accessory or 4 accuracy, 1 damage, range 7. That's good range. On a successful hit, pull the ruffian up to 4 spaces towards you. Then if the ruffian is adjacent to you, they take another damage. Oh, I kind of like that one. Even if I didn't do that, I could use it to sell. I kind of like that one. So I'd be replacing this one. So it'd cost me all my moxie because I only have 2 moxie. But the accuracy is lower, which is good. And then it could possibly still take 2 damage because I'm pulling them towards me. Yeah, I'm good. I'm going to take this one or that one. It's still 2-handed. All right. So that is that. Flip over. Time to go shopping. Now remember, you can sell your items for half of what it's worth, rounded down. So if there's an item you didn't like and don't want anymore, you can sell it. And then I do need to get more feats for my other
I only have 2 items.
Well, you also have your trampoline, which we didn't use.
Isn't that an item? I
mean,
mean,
it can still be sold. Yeah.
Things that can be sold is just that and the boots.
Well, everything that's got a dollar amount on it can be sold. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
So we do that. Now we do our events. Your event. Our event. An event. Oh yeah, we got to heal ourselves back up. All right. So do your event.
Free samples.
Mhm.
You stumble across a free sample stand abandoned during all the commotion. Might as well help yourself.
Yeah, might as well help yourself.
That's oh no, it's not a question. It says might as well help yourself.
Mhm.
Receive the first piece of consumable gear from the peddler deck.
Oh,
The first piece is
okay,
mine.
it's over here. Oh, also we need to we'll do this because it's the order changes. All right, so the first piece of peddler gear. First consumable, and that was actually the very first consumable.
Suspicious morsels.
So what do you got?
Suspicious morsels. Consume. Roll. On a 6 class, restore 1 hit point, and suspicious morsels can no longer be activated this fight.
What is it, an accessory?
Accessory
Yeah.
consumable.
There you go. All right, so that's helpful. We needed healing last time. All right, so Frigid's turn. So thirsty, town event. All this bloodshed has left you so parched. You decide the others won't mind if you take some supplies to quench your thirst. You eat every townsfolk's consumables. All townsfolk discard their consumable gear. Any effect the gear would have had on consumption occurs to you on your first turn of the next fight. You just got that gear. Lo siento. Oh, so I just consumed your morsels. And I would restore 1 hit point, which isn't going to do me any good at the beginning of the next turn, so there's no point in even worrying about it. Well, that was very unfortunate. It's a series of unfortunate events. Keep the pep in your step. The team decides to have a little race around the fresh pile of corpses to keep their energy up. Might as well put down some coin to make it more interesting. Each townsfolk puts down 1 coin, then rolls. All right, so we each have to put down 1 coin. Uno, por favor. Then rolls plus max movement. All right, so we roll and then we add our max movement to it. So for Granny, she got a 6. For Frigid's got a lot of movement. She's got a 8. So right now Frigid's winning. You got a 6 plus 4, 10. Oddity wins. So the highest roll wins the race and earns the coins. The lowest roller, however, suffers a terrible cramp. For the next fight, they lose 1 movement. So on the next fight,
Wait, wasn't Granny also?
Granny had the lowest. No, Granny was real low. So Granny has -1 movement for the next fight. So thank you. These events weren't good. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Oddity's event was good, and then I made it bad. And now it's just bad. All right. So now we're shopping. We're gonna go. So maybe Oddity can get her roll. So what were your rolls? Clown or what?
Clown.
Mm-hmm.
Where are my rolls? What do you mean?
The farmer. Yeah, you have clown.
Oh, clown and farmer. That's what I have.
All right. So we did get a new farmer. Detective, Tinker. All right. So Granny goes first. This gear cannot be unequipped during a fight. Plus, for 1 mox, if you're standing on a square, I need to add mox because she only has 2 moxie. Does anything give plus moxie? 2 accuracy, plus 1 hit point. Whenever you take damage, as long as Townsfolk is adjacent to you, you may reduce damage by 1. Well, that's kind of good for her. If you would take damage, you may lower your mox to 1 to reduce the damage by 1. Usable once per turn. The diaper would be fine. That's leg gear. She doesn't have leg gear. Town crier. Is another town crier out there? There's another town crier. Melee one-handed rattle instrument. Whenever you would take damage, as long as another town is adjacent to you, reduce it by 1. Yeah, I kind of like those. So I'm going to do... Well, she doesn't have enough to buy both. But I would be able to have... I can have Frigid buy the other one for her. Let me see that. When you calls +1 movement. This one's +1 HP. That's headgear. No, I like her headgear. I'm not buying that. Accessory. When the action deck is reshuffled, get 1 hit point. I don't know if that's going to come in. Yeah, I think I'll go with the diapers, I think. Yeah, go with the diapers. So I'll get the diapers for 5, which it makes sense, you know. Granny's wearing herself some Depends. All right, then Frigid gets to go shopping. So we'll have legs pretty much. So I can get plus hit points. When action deck is +1 max HP, 1 mox. All other townsfolk on the board may immediately move 1 square. Tinker, 2 mox. Put a counter on this. If this has 2 counters on it, ooh, gives +2 accuracy. Ooh, I kind of like that. I like that. I think better than this. So I'm going to sell my bobby pin. Do I need to sell my bobby pin? Oh, I forgot. Grandma can buy something. Oh, that's 6. She can buy something 7 or lower for cheaper price. So no, I don't need the money. I think I'm going to hang on to this so I can throw it at the bad guy. So I'm going to spend 7. To get some glasses. Right? And then that gives me accuracy, but unfortunately, I got to spend a couple turns to build that up. So, all right. Now, Oddity's turn to go shopping. Oh, so you have a, what do we say? Farmer. So you have a consumable. Add +2 to your next terrain roll this turn, usable once per fight. I don't know why it says once per fight, because a consumable has to be discarded after you use it. I think consumables are only, yeah, you're eating it. Unless you have extras. Gear 18. Making attack, ranged weapon, melee, crits, critical. I remember reading consumables. Where did I read about consumables? Any other one? Can you read them, or you need me to read?
I'm trying to read. I don't know any boxes for proof. Or should I get same type I have? Or
if you want to become that person, you need 3 of that gear type, of a gear type. So you would need 2 more clown or 2 more farmer. That's why I was looking at that consumable, because that would give you another farmer. But
there is nothing else.
Well, but again, we can also clear the market if each one of us wants to help pay to clear the market. I forget where it's somewhere. It talks about using your why did I think consumable you had to consume it and get and discard it?
It sounds like it.
But because it says you can only use it once per battle, once per fight. Oh, I don't think you discard it. I think you have to unequip it, maybe. Abilities, Ruffians, selling, town offense. There you go. Discarding gear, equipping gear, 8. Maybe it's there. 8. Talking about gear. Okay. One-handed, here we go. Consumable gear. Consumable gear acts the same as any other gear and must be equipped to use. They are normally discarded, consumed, lost forever upon use. but give you a one-time. Yeah, so it is discarded upon use. Discarded means it leaves the game. It doesn't go to your unequipped. So yeah, I mean, if you wanted to go for the farmer, you could get this, and then we could see what comes out, and then we could clear the market because we have enough money to clear the market.
Okay.
All right, so that costs you 4 monies.
Monies.
All right. Come on, farmer. We need farmer. Nope, that is snowman. All right. So it is, each of us would have to pay up to 2 coins to clear the market. How much money do you have?
I have lots of money. 7.
All right. Well, yeah. So we'll each pay 2. Clears the market. Can you double check the AC? I think it stopped.
Just sounded.
Just sounded.
See, I hear it.
Oh, yeah, but is it at the right spot?
74.
Yeah, that's not the. That's Oh, it's 74 in the house now. Oh no, it's 74 is what we want.
I said it to 74.
So okay, so a farmer item did come out. Basically, it's 2 moxie instead of 1, so it's more expensive for you to use. The accuracy though does go down to 5. It does 2 damage instead of 1 damage. If you interacted with terrain this turn, reduce the moxie cost of the weapon to 0, which is actually pretty good. So it costs you 7 though. You don't have 7. You'd have to sell your trampoline, which you don't need for the bonus. If you sell your trampoline, you can get this, and then you'll become the farmer. So sell the trampoline. That would give you 2. That'd give you 2, but there's no point. Just give me the 5. There you go. And then you get your new weapon. Now another cool item came out, which is the Mourner, which is another deployable. For 2, it has 2 moxie, 4 accuracy, 1 damage. While any townsfolk is knocked out on their turn, they may use their movement to move possessed spirit and their moxie to attack with it. So basically, you turn into a spirit and you get to move around, keep moving around the board, even if you get knocked out. So that was cool. That was something new for this, for the expansion. You get to be this little ghost moving around instead. All right. So that is that. All right. Oh, you did become the farmer, didn't you?
See, I'm the farmer.
I am not the town crier yet. I only have 1 town crier item. So Audrey is the farmer, and read your abilities.
Field Ambusher. Add +2 to your terrain rolls. Whenever you interact with terrain and the Ruffian is within 4 squares of the terrain piece, deal 1 damage to the Ruffian. Never underestimate a farmhand with home field advantage.
All right, so yeah, so basically Audrey wants to try to be in the terrains
near the
to attack.
The thingy.
Where's your new weapon? Oh, you put it as a headgear. Pitchforks are not headgear anymore. They're attacking gear. All right. So we have Miss Falls and Co. is who we are going up against this time. If you want to find her cards for us. Miss Falls. It should be the second deck. So this is, it should be the one after, should be the one after this deck. Just go through all the green until you get to her. Miss Falls has been diocese-friendly citizen of Sprinkle Falls for years, but suffers from quite a unique predicament. Day in and day out, she is zapped by the company, aka the town's troublesome storm clouds. Thanks to her tall and water-rich physique, the company latches to Miss Falls like an iron gut to the trash bin. She accepted this painful role in order to keep the other citizens safe from the company's zapping, but she's reached the end of her rope. In a moment of desperation, Miss Falls fled Sprinkle Falls and headed to Eureka Springs, a town known for its welcoming townsfolk. Unfortunately, she looks less like a scared pedestrian and more like a manic ruffian with stormy minions in tow. An unfortunate misunderstanding for everyone involved. Looks like Miss Falls has no choice but to defend herself. All right, so she has weakness, temporary clog. Mud gunks up Miss Falls' pipes. She takes 1 damage and receives 2 water tokens. She is a troublemaker now, which reminds me.
I don't find her.
Huh? You should be the second. Yeah, right there. It's false and go.
Oh, I thought it would say here.
No, that's just the name of the abilities. All right. I think we might have forgot to do Tarter Fishboy earlier. Oh yeah, whenever you lured us in, we were supposed to unequip a piece of gear, but that was like at the very end anyway, so it would not have affected the outcome. So yeah, we did mess up there. We should have unequipped gear every time you pulled us towards it. But she is a troublemaker. Storm Brewing, damage dealt to townsfolk from the shocking guest action is increased by 2. So to make sure that I remember to do that, we're going to put this little marker on it this time, so I remember to do that. All right, so we do need to set up. So we need the barn, the pond, the barn, the pond, basically everything that we see there. Oops, dang it. I forgot her ambush card. I think I've got most of the other ones. All right. Yep. And this goes 2 up, 2 over. And then we have some mud there. Lots of terrain for you to play in. That there.
I don't have thingies, almost things, right? What is that one?
Oh, it's the clothesline. It's this one. Right there. Yep. Right. And then our townsfolk can stay around there. Now I remember that, yeah, she's going to go first, so we may not want to stand directly with her, but she also has this cloud, which I believe does things. So let's read about her thingies. There we go. All right, so she has, again, we're doing the 2-player hit points because, again, we want to try to get through all the bosses, and this takes a while. So her hit points was 13 again, and her movement's 4. She doesn't move a lot, though, so she is kind of slow. And then I wanted to put this here, so remember to do that. All right, ambush. All characters who begin the fight within 5 squares of the company, so that's the company, receive 3 water tokens. So she's going to be giving us the water tokens on our players, and it's going to impact us. After each ruffian action, move the company 4 squares towards the character on the board with the most water tokens. Roll for ties, attempting to end the movement completely on top of them. After moving, all characters in a square with the company take 1 damage. Okay, so they're going to try to move towards us and damage us. Oh, and then we need to do our terrain cards. All right. So hay.
Mm-hmm. This?
Nah, I don't know what that is. Hay. What did you put out? Just the hay? Oh, the hay, the pond. Pond. And the...
We need the no.
The barn.
The barn.
Right. So, what's the company say?
Feature. The company can move through all characters and all other terrain pieces.
All right. Woo! I've shuck them up like that before, and they never usually explode that badly. That's why you don't do that over top of a board game. Luckily, I have quick reactions. All right.
Did you hear me? It
Barely.
moves through all characters and all terrain pieces. That's
All right,
all.
all characters and all terrain pieces. It doesn't say that we can go onto it, although I don't think we want to because it does damage to us. All right, so she's going to go first. So, target, none, okay. Move Miss Falls towards the driest townsfolk, which, oh, wait a minute, we didn't put ourselves out there. Hang on, before we read that. Oh, dang it. I gotta flip this back over. We can basically go all around the mud.
What is the R?
R is where the ruffian is.
Oh.
So I'm gonna go ranged. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I do have a ranged 4 weapon, so I'm good there. This is range 7. So this I'm gonna go down here because I have range 7 now.
Mid-range.
You want to be near. Actually, you want to be near terrain for your abilities, right? For your farmer stuff. Okay. Yeah, so right there at the end of the barn. They're not going to put you right in front of the barn because then you'd be able to use it on the very first turn. All right. Now we should be good. Blink. Trouble. Nope. Yeah, she's a troublemaker. She's a troublemaker. Okay, now back to our card. Move Miss Falls towards the driest townsfolk. Miss Falls' eyes well up with tears. She's barely holding together. All right, so the nearest dry person is me. She's going to go 1, 2, 3. Her movement's only 4, so she just barely made it to me. Keep this card in front of the party. At the start of the next ruffian action, all townsfolk within 3 squares of the ruffian take 1 damage from a falling tear glop. Then move 1 water token from the ruffian onto each townsfolk who took damage and discard this card. So let's take 1 water token from the ruffian, but it didn't tell me to add, like, put water tokens on her. Okay. All right, so we need to keep that in front of us because it impacts us.
So who takes damage? Everybody takes damage?
If we are within 3 squares of her, so at the end of our turn, we all want to kind of be away from her. All right, so Judy goes first.
So Judy can move 4.
So you know your new ability. So what is it? You do more damage if you're near a terrain?
Add 2 to your terrain.
Okay,
roll.
so when you're actually searching terrains.
Whenever you interact with terrain and the ruffian is within 4 squares of the terrain piece, deal 1 damage to the ruffian.
Oh, okay, so shit. So if you were to go over in front of the barn and interact with the barn, then you would get +2 to your roll.
And attack 1.
And it would do 1 damage to her. How much is it to do the barn? When at the door, roll 1 mock. So it's only 1 mock, so you would actually still be able to attack her too, because you have 3 mocks. Yeah, that works good.
So I move.
So you move there. 2. Up 1 more. Right here. Yeah, you have to be at the door. All right. And then you get to roll. So you need to roll, and then you're going to add 2, and then we read the result. So 6, 7, 8. So 8 plus. The owner reluctantly obliges. He lines his shotgun through the window and nails the ruffian for 3 damage. Rickety Farm can no longer be activated. So you did 3 damage to the ruffian. 1, 2, 3, and you get to do 1 damage because it was within 4 squares, and the farm is no more. So, thank you for doing that, because now, unfortunately, you made a break point. Wasn't that one of your things, to do a break point? You need to do 2. All right. So they did add new counters. I was wondering what these were, but because everything says add a counter, so put that on your thing so you know that you've done 1 break point.
Oh, okay.
For your quest. All right. So break point. Target all townsfolk. Well, thanks. Move Miss Falls towards the driest townsfolk. All right, she's already there. Distribute X water tokens among all townsfolk on the board, where X is the number of action cards in the discard pile, not including this one. There's currently 0 in the discard pile. If any townsfolk has 10, over 10, play the next action, and there's none. So, yeah, because luckily that was good because this already happened. Next time it would have been 1 because we would have been there. All right, so now it is Frigid's turn. So Frigid, what is it? Range 7 on successful hit. Pull the ruffian up to 4 squares towards you. Ruffian is adjacent to you. They take 1 damage. That uses all my moxie. And I just need a 4+, and I'm -1. Oh yeah, you blew that out the way because you were also +1, so you actually had.
Did I?
Oh no, terrain checks don't add your accuracy. Oh, did you do your normal attack? No. You couldn't do your normal attack because you hit this break. You were going to do your normal attack, but you can't. You can't because when you hit a break, it ends your turn. That's just the end of your turn. So that's what happened is you had to end your turn. All right, I'm gonna easily do this. So I'm actually going to throw. First, I'm going to use my 2 Moxie, put a counter on that. Because I'm going to do a break anyways, and when I do a break, I'm going to not be able to attack, so this just makes sense. I'll use my 2 for that. And then I'm going to throw my swinging door at him. And by throwing my swinging door at him, it does 2 damage to him. 1, 2. Or to her. Because it is a her. That's my ability, right? Discard a piece of equipment gear. If the ruffian is within 3 squares, do 2 damage. And within 1, 2, 3. All right.
That isn't that break.
That's break point, so we do need to flip a card. Target all townsfolk within 4 squares. And that kind of looks like all of us. If there were no targets in range of this action, move Miss Falls towards the right. Okay. Otherwise, Miss Falls wrangles the targets in with a sweeping tower leg and uses them like a sponge. Move all targets 3 squares towards the ruffian, then remove all water tokens from Miss Falls and distribute evenly between the targets.
We didn't put it.
No, she wasn't. I guess she can get water too. She has no water on her yet. So the only thing that happens is we have to move 3 towards her, which you guys are already beside her. So, okay. So far, so good. Yeah, I mean, on here on the setup, it doesn't say to add any water tokens to her at the beginning. All right, so now it is Granny's turn. Granny is in range. I don't know if I want to keep Granny in range. I forgot earlier. It said if the ruffian ended their turn next to you, they took 1 damage. So technically, this would have happened at the end of her turn and then my turn. So we'll move it 1 more now. But technically, it would have had a second break earlier, which would have been that one, before it would have happened here. So then when you did your break, it would have caused actually both of these breaks before my character's turn. Well, no, because I did 2 damage, which would have broke it and then to come to there. So either way, I think we're still good, but that's fine. All right, Granny. What's Granny need to do? Damage a ruffian that's 4 squares away from you. If another townsfolk achieves 2 or more feats this round, achieve this feat. Interact with 2 different terrain. Oh, what was these? If an action played from hitting you, breaking point deals damage to you. No. Complete a fight at your max HP. Currently good. In the town phase with the least coins. And that was a tie last time. All right. So Granny needs to be at least 4 squares away, which is fine because she has a range 4 weapon. So I'm going to move Granny. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So Granny is now 4 spaces away. So that was her movement. And now she is going to... She gets plus accuracy because she is farsighted. So she's at -2. She's 4 tiles away, so that gives her +4. -2 is +2. So I have +2. And that is a 9. Why couldn't it be a crit? But that is enough. I only have 5 accuracy. So that does 1 damage to her. And I get the achievement. Oh, I forgot. When I achieved these last time, I should have taken
the money
or the improvements. I forgot when you complete them, you get something for completing them. So I would have actually had more money last round by 6, which means that this one. So this, I just did this, so I can do +3 coins or +1 accuracy. I'm going to go ahead and do the +1 accuracy for this one. And I would have gotten 3 5 coins for Fidget. All right. That was Granny. I think that's all she can do. Because I spent 1 Moxie there. And I moved... How much movement did I do? I was here, right? I already moved 1, 2. I already moved all my movement. Dang it. If I would have... I should have only moved halfway, used my 1 weapon, and then I could have used my 0 Moxie to move again. Oh no, I've got this. So for 0 Moxie, I get to move 1 square. Okay, so I'm using 0 Moxie, move 1 square. And then I'm going to use my 2nd Moxie to do the Cheerful Parasite, which is range 3. I need a 3+, and I am 3 away, so I'm at +2. Yeah, I'm at +2. So 9 again, so that is a hit. So he takes 1 more damage, which is a break point. Okie dokie. Nope. All right, target. Driest townsfolk, which is all of us. So it basically says you're supposed to roll to figure out. So 1, 2, I don't know how to determine off of a roll. 3-sided die? Yeah, 3-sided die. All right, so 3-sided die, so you're 1, 2, 3, right? 1, so Oddity is the driest. Miss Falls looks at the target and sobs uncontrollably. She receives 2 water tokens. Oh, so earlier when she sobbed...
Yeah, there was some...
No, this one didn't. It just said she's barely holding it together. So she didn't actually sob.
There was something said about...
No, it didn't say she sobbed. This is the first time it says she sobbed and she receives 2. Keep this card in front of the target. At the start of the next Ruffian action, move Miss Falls 3 squares towards the target. If she reaches them, move all water tokens onto the target. Then if the Ruffian is standing in the mud pit, even partially, activate the Ruffian's weakness. Okay. So if she, which she's going to be, so we're actually going to activate her weakness because she's going to move towards you. Because now it is her turn. So now on the, let's see, at the start of the next Ruffian action, move Miss Falls 3 squares, and she doesn't need to because she's already there. Here, keep this card in front of the party. At the start of Ruffian, all townsfolk within 3 squares take 1 damage from a tear glob. So we're all within 3, so we all take 1 damage. Then move 1 water token from the Ruffian onto each townfolk who took damage. Well, there's only 2, so that's fine. I'll take them. And then discard this card. Now that one. So 3 squares, which she did. If she reaches them, move all water tokens from her. She can't because I already took them all. To you.
If the Ruffian is standing in the mud pit, you can partially activate the Ruffian's weakness and remove this card from the game.
Alright, so we activate her weakness. Alright, so we have activated her weakness. This gets removed from the game. Weakness, temporary clog. Mud gumps up Miss Falls' pipes. She takes 1 damage and receives 2 water tokens. Alright. Can you do 3 damage?
Should, no?
You do damage, 2 damage. If you interacted with a terrain this turn, reduce the Moxie cost of this by 0, which you'd have to move over. It doesn't have range, so you have to attack from there. Well, that's fine. You do 2 and then I do 1. We've got her this turn. Or any of those? Can you do any of those? Your quests?
No, gain a piece of gear from the terrain. Restore 2 hit points to other townfolk.
Alright, well, that's fine. So, I guess just hit her.
So I need the...
Oh, yeah, you need the dice to try to hit her. Alright, so you have, what are you, +1 accuracy, right? That's all you have is just +1? Yeah. Right. Yeah. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, just the +1 accuracy. Okay, so you need to get a 4 or higher.
4 or higher.
Yep. 5. That is enough. So you do dose damage. 1, 2. We need to hit her one more time. Really no reason for you to move or anything because I'm just going to have Frigid hit her. So Frigid needs to get a 4 plus range 7. All right. So no, yeah, I'm at -1 though. Right? Yeah, -1. So actually I need a 5 plus. Because I didn't get that powered up yet. Okay. I could kill her by discarding something, but then what's the point? Because I would use my Moxie to get that powered up, and I would imagine the counters go away between rounds. Yeah, I'd imagine. All right. So I just need a 5 plus. And I got a crit. So I did get a critical roll, which is a 10, so therefore it is a hit. She's going to be knocked out. On a 9 plus, holy moly. So now I got to roll again for my crit hit to see if I can get a 9 plus. I got an 8, which is not. A brilliant blow, your attack deals +1 more damage. So that does not matter because, boom, there we go. That took care of that. And she falls down on top of Avity. Because that's the way she was facing. All right, there we go. So there we go. So that is the second boss down. So we are going to now clean up, and then we'll go to the final boss. And that will be that. Let me get these sorted. Mud pit, haystack was yours. What does the campfire do? Imagine it allows you to... yeah, you can remove a water token with campfire. Okay. All right. That's that. That's that. Gracias. All right, so she goes up here.
These ones you have them, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. I do have these. I do have these. Yes. Yeah. All right, so we did all of that. All right. So now all townsfolk may discard any unaccomplished feats. So any feat, well, first we gotta see if we did it. Completed 4 HP, I didn't do that. In the town's phase, lose coins, didn't do that. Any action played from hitting a breaking point deals damage to you, I didn't do that. So I'll keep mine there. Another townsfolk does 2. Okay, so I don't want this one. So I'm gonna get rid of this feat. Are you sure you want to keep both of those, or do you want to try a different one? Interact with 2 different pieces of terrain. No, I think I'll get rid of that too.
I don't know how I can give you health.
Yeah, I would just discard that one to get a new one. All right. Okay. We all get 6 coin. 6 para Adri.
When do you give me one?
5, 6 para. At the town phase. And 5, 6 for that. Oh yeah, we gotta get rid of the water. Okay. And then the boss rewards. So Miss Falls and Co. All right. So 1, 2, 3. All right. So we have a melee one-handed shield. So shield's good. Once per fight, prevent all damage dealt to you or adjacent townsfolk from a ruffian action. Then if you have 3 plus Moxie, the ruffian takes damage equal to the amount prevented. Pipe stilts, +1 movement. Your weapons have +3 range. You can only attack with weapons from their maximum range. That's not very good. Cloud Caller, 2-handed spear, range 4. For 1 Moxie, deal 1 damage to yourself and all characters within 4 squares of you. So you can do like an AoE attack around you. I think this is good, but unfortunately I'm the only one that can use it. Which, I mean, it is going to be Granny's because she was the only one that completed a quest. But I'm trying to see if I can get something to give to you or to her. I don't like this better than what I've got. I mean, it does more damage, but it costs 3 Moxie and she doesn't have 3 Moxie. This for you would cost more Moxie. You have 3 Moxie, but it does the same amount of damage. So really that doesn't seem to be very good either for you.
+3 range.
This gives you +3 range, so you can now be at range, but you can only attack with a weapon from their maximum range. So basically it means you must attack at +3 range. You can no longer attack close by. And then the shield, the problem with the shield is you would need to get a one-handed weapon. So I think I'm just going to take this and I'll sell it and get us some money. And new feats. So you need 1 new feat, right? I need 2 new feats. All right. And then we need town events. Event para Adri, town event para me, town event para me again. Okay, what do you got?
A royal retreat. Your group sees some wealthy townsfolk making a break for it in a horse-drawn carriage.
Mm-hmm.
Blopsy twins not in group. You collect some fallen coins from the carriage's trail, gain 3 coins.
You?
Blopsy, yeah, me. Blopsy twins not in group. Who are those?
We're not playing the Blopsy twins. So that's the option we need to choose.
Blopsy twins in group, so okay, that doesn't matter because we don't have that option.
Which is the one that says Blopsy twin is not in group. Whatever that one is, that's the one we need to do.
You collect some fallen coins from the carriage trail, gain 3 coins.
What happens if Blopsy was in the group?
The twins see a fanciful woman wave at them from the back of the carriage. Your last performance was an absolute treat. She screams, Best of luck out there. The woman drops something out in the carriage window. The Blopsy twins receive the fans' hanky unique gear. Okay, so you get a unique gear like Granny got. Okay. Alright. So that was that. But so we don't forget?
No, it's away. You got your 3 coins.
Oh, it's right away.
Yeah. Poor maintenance. If this is the first town phase, ignore this. It's not. Your gear has seen better days. It crumbles in your hands. You really need to take better care of your prized possessions. Discard 1 piece of gear of your choice. Well, that's fine. Luckily, I've got extras. So I'm just going to discard the ice pack. Yeah, just discard the ice pack. All right, go back in there. All right, and then Granny. Keeping your eyes sharp. Town event. The team finds freshly decapitated head near the peddler's cart.
Oh my god.
Within a couple minutes, you've got it hanging from the side of the barn, darts in hand. Let's see who has the most skillful throw. Each townfolk puts down 1 coin. We're doing another one of those challenges. And then it is your roll plus accuracy. The highest roller wins the game of darts. All right. So my accuracy is unfortunately... Well, nope, hang on. Everything's got to reset. Reset all their stuffs. No, that was the one. All right. So my accuracy is -2. So Granny ain't winning this. So Granny got a 1. Accuracy here is a -1. So 8. So that's a 7. All right. But your accuracy is +1. And Anthony rolls a... No, that was a 7. So 8.
No, wasn't it a 1?
That was a 7. Unless I moved it and it rolled over.
It was a 1.
It was 1? Okay. Audrey says it was 1. All right. So I get the coins. All right. The lowest roller, however, completely misses the target and nails the peddler in the back of the head. She's furious. In this town phase, gear from the peddler will cost 2 additional coins.
Is that me? Or the granny?
It's gonna. Oh.
Granny got.
You got a 1.
2 and a 3.
So I got a 1. You got a 2. So me. So I got the lowest. So which is fine because I got. If I'm buying expensive gear, it just negates that. Wow, she's really mad at me. We were dating, so that's kind of a problem. That's kind of a problem. No nookie for Granny tonight. All right, so Granny does not have a roll yet. All right, and then we do need to do this. All right. We know these guys are the last ones because the door knockers, the door-to-door salesmen, they're basically trying to convert us to their calls. All right, so Judy Marks, you get to go shopping first. This is the last round, so if you have any extra gear that you don't want, sell.
I have not used those.
Oh, there are some plus moxies out here now, finally. Oh, training scarecrow. You put that out. Each time you attack it, you get +1 accuracy. You really don't need to match a set anymore, so it's really what you want. So this is a consumable. If you consume this fight, you gain 1 movement for the fight. May reroll terrain rolls if the result is 2 or less. Detective, when the action deck is reshuffled, so if we happen to reshuffle their deck, I don't know if they have a reshuffle. That's a problem with the reshuffle ones, is you don't know what bad guy you're going to get, whether or not that would ever even happen. Rubber bands is a ranged one-handed weapon with repair. Range 5, if you attacked with another weapon this turn, it gains +1 damage because the damage is 0. So that's like a second attack option. Which, oh, that's my bobby pin, says if I attack twice. Sweet Sonnet, your instruments gain this ability. Oh, you don't have instruments, so that doesn't do any good. Chest gear bib, +1 moxie, whenever you would take damage, you may unequip this to reduce the damage by 1. This cannot be equipped during a fight. So basically it blocks 1 damage. Melee, one-handed fist, 3/4, does 2 damage. If another townsfolk is knocked out, lower the mox cost of this weapon to 0 for the fight. That's when we get knocked out. Stitched Chicky, accessory. Whenever any townsfolk would take damage, you may discard this to lower the damage by 1. So basically another block. And that's an accessory. Farmer's Ladder, melee two-handed. 2, 5, 2. So it's the same as the one you've got. Weapon has 4 range while you were standing inside a terrain piece. And in this one, if you interacted, this is a free attack. So I guess that's the question, is which is better, having the free attack or the that one. I don't know if I particularly care for any of these.
I like the free attack.
Okay, you can keep the free attack then. What's your current chest piece do? You heal once you give away all 3 of your paintings, which we didn't give away paintings. So I don't know if the baby's bib would be better than that, because then it basically gives you +1 moxie, and you can discard it to reduce 1 damage. It's basically it's almost a tit for tat, because instead of healing 1, now you're just reducing the damage, which means you don't have to heal.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take the bib.
All right. So why don't you keep that? Because you may still be able to discard it or do something with it based on an action. All right, so that is 5. And then you have 3 left. Does anything cost 3? No, I don't think anything's that cheap. Nope. All right, so you can't really do anything with your 3. All right, so next is Granny. So let me see. Is there something better for a one-handed? There's the rubber bands. But that does 1 damage, but the accuracy is a lot lower than 5. Melee. 2 moxie. Move another townsfolk up to 2 squares. If that townsfolk has a higher accuracy than you, gain +1 accuracy. But she's ranged because that's how she gets her bonus. So actually, I think this would actually work good for her. So I'm going to spend the, well, it costs 2 more, so it's going to cost me 7 to get that, to replace her baton. And she only has 5 left. So I'm in the same boat. Nothing up there costs, because it's going to cost me 2 more. I can't buy any of that. Can I borrow a coin from you? Like, it says you can freely trade. It's like, well, can I freely trade a coin? Because she doesn't have an accessory. I would love to give her an accessory. I mean, I could technically buy an accessory with the Tinkerer, but then that's one less thing for the Tinkerer. The Tinkerer doesn't have any leg gear. What's out here for leg gear? There's no leg gear. So, do I want anything here? So, 1 moxie, 9 plus, like, wow, that's horrible. When you miss this weapon, gain +1. Oh, okay, so it's a practice sword. So every time you use it, you're going to get +1 accuracy. So eventually you'll be able to hit something. Now, I don't like any of that, so I'm going to reset the market. So since Granny can't spend hers, we'll spend 5 for her if you want to give me 1 of yours. Because we need 6 total. Get rid of all of the market. Right. 1, 2. I want legs. Oh, there's a catapult. Actually, I might just get the catapult. Let's see what it does. All right, now we're starting to repeat because this deck is much smaller.
I see the spinach and they're rocking.
The spinica came back. Yeah, it started to repeat right here. All right, but the trebuchet, 1 moxie, 7 plus for accuracy, 1 damage. Range 10, 2 moxie, put a counter on this card. There are 2 counters on this card. The accuracy requirement for this becomes 3. So basically you get to interact with the trebuchet to actually attack with it. But it's not very good until you get the counters on it. Scrap suit versus my panic bag. Scrap suit, 1 moxie, put a counter on this, up to 3 counters. When taking damage, you may remove 2 counters from this to reduce it by 1. What did I say? I needed legs. None of these are legs. Discard wild spinach. The weapon of your choice has its moxie cost reduced to 0. I should have put some. I didn't put any counters in this, so I have to lose that counter. While standing on rocking horse, if you would take damage, you may discard an accomplished feat to lower the damage by 1. Luck leechers. Your gear cannot be unequipped during this fight. Lower your accuracy by 1. Deal 1 damage to an adjacent ruffian. Magnifying glass. Well, that's one-handed. I can't use that. Jeez. Successfully hit a ruffian with a weapon twice in a single turn. Gain +1 moxie. The only one that can do that is Granny. I really don't like any of these. Because again, it's not giving me what I want. I want legs. Got legs. Know how to use
them. If we pay again.
Well, we could. I mean, I've got enough money to do it. So if I pay 5 and you pay 1, refresh again. Oops, that is the bottom of the deck, not the top of the deck. I want legs.
Let's.
There's legs. 2 legs. All right. So now, +1 movement. Whenever you cause an action card to be discarded, your next attack costs 0. How do you? Oh, there must be an ability the detective or the instigator you can discard. So that's not going to help me. 1 moxie. The next time an action card is played, you may move another townfolk 2 squares before targeting resolves. That could be good. This gear cannot be unequipped during a fight. 1 moxie. Lower your movement by 2, then restore 2 hit points to an adjacent townsfolk. Huh, that's what you needed for your healing. Carrot. 2 moxie, 6 accuracy, 2 damage. Consume. Gain +2 accuracy for the fight and unequip this weapon. Cannot be re-equipped. So this one is unequipped. You don't actually discard it because it says to unequip it. Oh, these are suspicious more. Consume, roll 6+ to. Traveling fleas. I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9. Hi, Caspito.
Aquí, baby. He knows I'm here. He does not want to go.
Yeah, no. All right. I think I'm gonna do. Unless I have 9. So I'm gonna sell this, my panic bag. So that'll give me 3. So I'm selling the panic bag. I'm gonna get the decorated sash, which gives me +1 HP, and that was 6. And then I'm going to have 6 more. So I'm going to do this gives me +1 movement. Cannot be unequipped. This allows me to heal somebody else. That's 7. I don't have 7 unless I sell something else. So I'm just going to sell this because it doesn't do me anything. So that gives me 2. So now I'm up to 8. So if I get this for 4 and this for 4. Technically, I should have refilled a couple of those. That's fine. All right, so I have 2 accessories. I can only have 1 equipped at a time. So I'll do the heal me first. I'll do the heal somebody else first and save this for if I need to use it. All right, and that took care of that anyway. All right. That part takes actually some of the longest is buying all the gear. All right, now we got to set up for the final bad guy. I think the AC turned off again because it's what time it is. All right, there we go. And we have the door knockers. So, oh my goodness, are those cubes? Word of this glorious product is spread across the Hoselands like wildfire. A miraculous device that brings endless happiness and success, peddled by the enthusiastic salesmen known as the door knockers. Sure, no one knows how the cube works, or why the door knockers don't require payment for it, or why the color leaves your body the moment it touches one. But hey, there's got to be a reason it's so popular, right? We've got the salesmen knocking at the town gates, so why not listen to these charming gentlemen have to say what they have to say. All right. So, same thing. We're going to do the 2-player just so we can show you guys the fight. And that would be at 11 hit points. They actually have a little bit less hit points. Final fight, the cubists are all that's left. Flip this over for the final fight rules. So while I'm doing the final fight rules, Oddity needs to find lots of stuff. I don't think any of this is... Oh, yep, there's one thing that's in my pile. This is nothing in my pile. All right, the flawless sales pitch. G5. While your group was defending the town, the door knockers are going door to door, mastering their sales pitch. Their silver tongues have been honed to perfection. They won't rest until there's a cube in the hands of every townsfolk. You have to admit it's going to be a hard resist setup. Appoint a new sheriff. When the townsfolk scope out the door knockers, the new sheriff grabs some gear. The Goob's Tavern. They receive the No Solicitor's unique item and may equip it immediately. So, because... Alright, so I had 3 points for Granny. Yeah, I have to find it. And then I have 2 points, so Granny had the most points, so she is sheriff. I need the No Solicitors. So the No Solicitors, range 1, handheld gun, Moxie 1, accuracy 3+, damage 1, range 4. Whenever you attack another townsfolk with this weapon, you may discard one of your belief tokens. So if I attack... Oh yeah, we have to attack each other in this one in order to get rid of belief tokens. So this one basically allows me to discard one of mine when I attack you. And it's technically it's the same as my rubber bands, so I guess I'll discard my rubber bands for that. Oh yeah, I said I was going to buy this so we could sell it, and I didn't even sell it. Oops. The car should be in yours.
No.
Yeah, the car was an existing one.
Oh, okay, see.
Yeah, the only thing that got added for them was their little house. Goob's Tavern. Alright. And our terrain cards. Alright, so we have what do we got? The woods. The beehive. The fence. The car. What else are we missing?
The barn.
The barn?
The gobbles thingy.
Goob's Tavern. Barn. Oh, the outhouse. Outhouse. Alright. So Goob's Tavern, when adjacent to the empty stool, you may pay 1 coin and discard an unaccompanied feat, or an unaccomplished feat. If you do, discard up to 2 belief tokens. Each townsfolk may activate this terrain once per fight. All right, so technically, then I needed to sell the cloud thing, so it'd give me 5 coins. And we spent so many of our coins on the last one; it's crazy. All right, so Ruffians, they are. Yeah, right there. And then we get to start in a whole bunch of spots. FF. What is FF? Oh, for final fight. The new sheriff begins the fight on FF. So I start here. Oh, that's right, because I went to Goob's Tavern to get the weapon. All right.
Can I do that? Too close.
Well, you're ranged, but yeah, we don't know where they're gonna go. What's my range again? What's my name again? What's my age again? Oh, that's what's my age again, not what's my name again. What's my name again is when you've had a little bit too much of suspicious morsels to eat. All right, what's technically what's my age again, or what's my name? It's just what's going on. I'm also trying to. I have range 7, so I have the best range. So I'm going to now. This is an obstacle; you can't shoot through it. So I'm going to go there. So I would. You want to be next to you want to be next to the barn because that gives you the benefit from your being a farmer. Okay. Ruffian ability, gullible comrades. While the new sheriff was collecting his new gear, his fellow townsfolk fell hook, line, and sinker for their door knockers sales pitch. All townsfolk other than sheriff begin the fight with 5 belief tokens. All right, well that's not fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 belief tokens for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 belief tokens for you. All right, that's not fun. Ruffian ability, no returns. As expected, the door knockers have a strict no return policy. Whenever the ruffian hits a breaking point, the townsfolk closest to him receives 4 belief tokens. So I need a way to remember that. This is the only part. This is the only disadvantage of it not having this on the back versus the front is you can't remember. So I put those there so we know when we hit those, something else is supposed to happen. All right. How to win. Defeat the door knockers. Do your best to resist their offer no matter how good it might sound. You lose if all townsfolk are knocked out or if the new sheriff is knocked out on the ruffian's turn. Special objectives. Win the fight when there is only a single unconverted townsfolk. Weakness. Resist. The townsfolk who activated this discards all of their belief tokens. Oh, that's on both sides. I guess technically you can play on this side. Yeah, because you don't need this. You've already set that up. Yeah, okay, so you can actually leave it on this side. Okay. Although then people don't know what we're playing, but that's fine. Alright. So then technically all I need to do is put this. Here's my red marker. My red marker there, so I remember that we need to do that. Alright. And then basically if we do this special objective and that, then it's a different thing at the end of the book, because there will be gear that you can, secret gear that you get to unlock that then gets added to the peddler's deck. All right, now to get rid of the belief tokens, we forgot to do this while I was doing all that, didn't we? It should say on here, as soon as a townsfolk has 5+ belief tokens they give into the cube, they are converted. They immediately receive a strange cube unique gear. So technically, then everybody, both of us get a strange cube unique gear. They're already at 5+. The strange cube unique gear, you cannot take actions on your turn. Instead, you must make a full movement towards the unconverted townsfolk closest to you. If you reach that townsfolk, they take 1 damage. If you fall under 5 belief tokens or the fight ends, discard this card. Okay, so I've got to attack you guys to get rid of your special gear that's basically stopping you guys from doing anything. The only thing you guys can do is come towards me. Let's see here. Unconverted townsfolk may attack converted ones. Whenever a converted townsfolk takes damage, they discard 5 belief tokens. So basically I have to attack both of you. If all townsfolk on the board are holding strange cubes, their cubes begin to glow and burn at the touch. All townsfolk immediately lose half their current hit points rounded up. Then remove 5 belief tokens from each townsfolk. So, it just says when you take damage. So yeah, I can shoot you basically. So I can attack you. You can attack. We can attack each other to get rid of the tokens. So it's just another thing that we're gonna have to do. So it's just another cool little mechanic of how this boss is different than the others. So right now, though, the only thing you guys can do is come towards me and damage me.
Towards whom?
Granny.
Granny.
She's the only one that's not converted But see how we both have 5 tokens, so we're both converted. All right, well, terrain deck, I don't need this anymore. Terrain deck goes there. All right, so door knockers go first because they're at the top. Target all converted townsfolk. Out, you guys. Each target must roll. All right, so I'm gonna roll for refrigerator. 8. 6 plus. The glowing makes you momentarily come to your senses. Discard 1 belief token. Woohoo! Right. Come on, you need higher than 6. 6 plus. Woohoo! You came to your senses. Discard 1 belief token. All right, so now we can actually do things because we are down to 4 instead of 5. Move the ruffian towards the farthest townsfolk. The ruffian moves 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It just pushed you up. It would have been nice if it would have pushed you 1 less because then you would have been in front of the door still. All right, well, that was that. And then the first person is Refrigerator Jones. Oh, yeah, we're under 5. We're under 5, so we'll get rid of these now. All right, so Refrigerator, she is there. So the first thing I'm going to do is just, to start doing damage, is I'm just going to go ahead and discard my bobby pin. That does 2 damage. 2. From being an inventor. And then my attack. Okay. So attack for 2 moxie. I got 2 moxie. 4 plus, -1 for my accuracy. 1 damage. Range 7. Successful hit, but the ruffian up to 4 squares towards you. Then if ruffian is adjacent to you, which it will be, it takes 1 more damage. So I need a 5. Got an 8, so that does 1 damage. And then it says pull him towards me. And then it takes 1 more damage. So that ends my turn, which works out anyways. We need to do this. Door knockers have a restrict no returns policy. Whenever a ruffian hits a breaking point, townsfolk closest to them receives 4 belief tokens. So yeah, I go back up to over 5. So I again can't do anything. Breakpoint. Target unconverted townsfolk with the lowest total feat points. You have 0 feat points, so that would be you. Move the door knockers towards a target.
Wait, I had 1. Did I lose it?
No, you completed feat points. That means actually completed objectives.
But what is my little thing? My little thing.
It goes away at the end of the fight. You had to do that. You have to do both of those in one fight. That's why that one was hard. That's why I thought you were going to discard that one. Move the door knockers towards that target, which would be you. Basically, it's got to be somebody with the lowest feat because it can't come after the sheriff that early, because then otherwise the game will be over. After effect, the target is like putty in the door knocker's hands, eating up every word of flattery and sales jargon. How gullible. The target receives 4 belief tokens. Jeez.
What?
Which means you get a wonderful strange cube. All right. So now it's Granny's turn, so I have to snap you out of it, is what it is. So I'm going to go... I need to snap both of you out of it. Can I snap both of you out of it? No, because this is... I can snap you out of it so you can at least take your turn. So I'm going to move 1. Actually, and I get a higher 5. I can move up to 4. And my weapon is range 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay. So there we go. So I'm going to do the no solicitors, which unfortunately is going to damage you. But this will remove 5 belief tokens if I succeed. So I need a 3 plus I'm 4 away, -2, so that's 2. So I need a 1+. So, I was hoping for no. Actually, now the question is, if you get a crit during that situation, well, it says critical hit on the ruffian, so I don't think if I was shooting you that would happen. Okay, so it did succeed, so you do take 1 damage, but you lose 5 belief tokens. Oh, if you can get you out of the way, if you get out of the way or run over here and boom. Remember? Or that's how the car works. We got to get the car while he's standing there because that's perfect. It's actually in a row. That's like perfect, like they designed it that way. All right, so I did that. I attacked you. That was 1 moxie. And I used all of my movement to get there. Dang it, so I can't attack. I was going to try to attack him too. So that doesn't work. All right, so that is it for Granny, I guess. Yeah. Okay. So now it is his turn, right? No, they already went.
No.
Oh, Granny went early.
No.
That was their turn. That was the break point. You had already gone. Fridge went. Granny went, then you went. No, you haven't even gone yet, right? You haven't attacked, you haven't done. No, so yeah, it's your turn. Yep, it's your turn. You get to go. So when you kind of stand on there, you should probably whack at them.
Okay, I whack them.
You whack at them? All right, so what do you got? You have 5 plus 2 moxie of your 3. Do you want to, how much damage does 2 damage? So you're not going to do a break point.
What?
No, you need 3 damage. You only can do 2. Unless you have something else. Oh, actually, hang on. You have +1 moxie. Because you're big. Yeah, there's nothing else you can spend moxie on, huh? Because the outhouse, I think you need to be in front of it. Oh, you could attack it. Because if you attack the outhouse, then that uses 2. Oh, use your attack on it. Okay, no, that doesn't work very well. Within 2 squares, you damage me and everybody else. No, that's not a good idea. Leave the outhouse alone. Yeah, I guess all you can do is attack. And then I guess move towards the jalopy if you want to fire that off on a future turn. So a 4, and you get +1, so that is 5. So that is enough to hit or 2 damage. 22. Anything else? No.
I move.
You move
4.
4. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're here?
Yep. All right, that's that. All right, so now it is their turn. All right. Onboarding package. The door knockers offer a gift as a sign-on bonus. It'll be tough to refuse. Target. Closest unconverted townfolk. Well, I'm already converted, so that would be you. Move the door knockers towards the target. If they reach a target, they offer the target and a lucrative deal the target must choose. All right, so he's going to go here. Or they are going to go there. There's 3 of them. All right, so you have the choice. Accept the deal. Receive the top card of the peddler deck. You may equip it immediately, then gain 4 belief tokens. Or deny the offer, apologies, or prepare something even better for you, friend. Even when rejected, the salesman stays smiling, gain 2 belief tokens. Hey, sorry I'm late. I just saw this on the Nerd Shelves Discord. Oh, no problem. We're on the final boss, so you're going to catch the ending of the playthrough, but of course we leave it all up for people to watch later. So how many belief tokens you're at? You're at 3. So either way, you're going to get converted. The question is, do you want a free piece of gear or not? I mean, because again, we don't.
It's free.
Yeah, but you have to take 4 belief tokens. Either way, you're getting converted because you have 3 on you right now.
What if I don't take it?
You take 2 belief tokens, which puts you at 5, so you're converted. No matter what, you're getting converted. The question is, do you want to be converted? Here's the other difference. If you have 4, then you're going to be at 7. And when you take damage, you only lose 5, meaning you're going to have 2 left over.
Then I don't want.
If you take 2, then you're at 5. You get attacked, you lose all 5. I don't think the gear is going to be any good.
Okay, don't take it.
All right, so that's just 2 belief tokens. Para Adri. And you get a wonderful cube. Enjoy your cube. All right. So now it is Fridge's turn. Fridge can only do one thing, and that is move towards an unconverted townsfolk closest to you. If you reach that townsfolk, they take 1 damage. Problem is you can't move through other people, I don't think. So I don't think they can move through them. So they would have to go all the way around. Let me double check that with movement. I don't think we've ever had a scenario where you're blocked in by all of these obstacles. Fight ruffians. Movement. Move it. Townsfolk movement determines how far they move. Orthogonally. Cannot do diagonally. Movement can be split. Townsfolk can move through each other, but not through the ruffian. Okay, so cannot move through the ruffian. So, yeah, she's gonna have to go all the way around. Her movement is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all she can do. And she didn't reach me, so she didn't take 1 damage. Yep. All right. So now it is Granny's turn. So Granny's gonna have to shoot Fridge. Or you. Actually, technically, I need to shoot you, don't I? So that way you can do something. So I'm going to shoot you. I need to get back to max range. Actually, hang on. I want to shoot them first. Oh, but that's going to end my turn. I'm going to shoot you first. And then I'll shoot them. All right. So right now I'm at 1, 2. All right. So 3, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's the best place I can be because I got range 4 and range 3. But if I'm range 4 from you, then I'm not range 3 for them. So okay, that's where I'm gonna have to be. All right. So it doesn't matter which weapon, they both are the same. Oh, actually, this lets me move 1 for 0. For 0 moxie, I can move 1 square. So technically, I can attack you, move, and then use this weapon. So I'm going to use this weapon on you. So I got 3 minus 2, so I get +1 accuracy. So that is a crit hit on you. So you take 1 damage, but you lose all 5 of your belief tokens.
5?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, you could, unless you want to discard your bib. I don't know if you wanted to do that. I would say probably wait till you get to the bottom. And then I can move 1 for 0 moxie. Oops, no, I don't want to move that one. I'll move this way for 0 moxie. That way the car is open for you. Because I don't want you running me over. And then I'm going to shoot with this one. So I'm 4 away, so that gives me +2. 2 plus 2 is 4. I only needed 3. So that does 1 damage to them, which causes a break. Whenever a ruffian hits a break point, the townsfolk close to them receives 4 belief tokens. Luckily, it's only 4. I forgot about that. You're still good, though, so you can still do something next turn. And then their card, right? Yep, their card. Although this could completely ruin whatever we're going to do because they might still target you and you won't be able to go. All unconverted townsfolk within 6 squares. That's both of us. Each target chooses. Drink up. Place your townsfolk adjacent to the ruffian. Restore 1 hit point and gain 3 belief tokens. Refuse the punch. You envy towards The juice-chugging salesman hurts your soul. Gain 2 belief tokens. Then the door knockers move towards the furthest townsfolk.
We know because I'm
Which is going to
kind
make them go away from the car. Yeah.
of-
All right,
If-
so you can heal
Mhm.
and take 3 belief tokens.
And if I do that, do I complete this?
Yeah. Which then would give you +1 accuracy for the rest of the coins don't do us any good anymore. Well, the coins can, because we could go to this shop to remove, for 1 coin you can remove 2 belief tokens. The other thing is your envy towards them hurts your soul, gain 2 belief tokens. Okay, so I'm going to, I don't need to heal, so I'm just going to take 2 belief tokens. If you want to heal, it's 3, which is going to convert you again. But you can at least heal. If you take 2, if you take 2, you're still going to convert 2, because you'll take 2 belief tokens.
Okay.
So 3, at least you get to heal. You complete that, which moves up your accuracy 1 and heal 1. Complete your objective there. And you are converted again. Jeez. This is really like a solo game. It's me shooting them and hoping they're unconverted so I can shoot the boss. And then moves towards the farthest one, which is her, and their movement is 5.
Pero then I cannot
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you can. They're partial. They're still part. Well, no, you can't, because in your turn you got to move towards me and hit me. Because now it's your turn, and the only thing you can do because of this is move towards me. And you do 1 damage to me. No, I'm not going to lower my boxing. That's fine. All right. So that was Judy's turn. Now we're back to the door knockers again. Oish, door knockers. Target none. Okay. You fools, shouts the rogue salesman. Don't fall for their pitch. Ranged attack. The salesman frantically lashes out at anyone within reach until another salesman forces a cube back into their hands. Deal 1 damage to all townsfolk within 4 squares of the ruffians and 1 damage to the ruffian. Then move the door knockers towards the farthest townsfolk. I'm blocked, so they can't see me. We're not in range. But they still take 1 damage. And then they move towards the farthest townsfolk, which is back towards us. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Okay, so now it is Fridge's turn, and she's just going to move towards me again. So she's at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Granny's turn, so basically I can pretty much kill them. You want to run them over with the jalopy, don't you? You want to do the jalopy? You want to do the jalopy? I'm going to let you do the jalopy. All right. So I need to move so I can get.
It could be still a no.
What's the? Yeah, but you get the +2 when you do your rolls. So you only need a 5. 1 moxie attempt to send the jalopy roll. Car won't start, nothing happens. Move the jalopy until it collides with the train piece of board. All characters pass take 3 damage, then remove the old jalopy from the board. Yeah. All right, so Audrey's we're gonna win this in like in a great fashion, right? So I'm gonna go my max distance from you, which I can do 4. That's 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, because I have to have line of sight. Jalopy blocks line of sight. I don't know why. I mean, it's not like I couldn't shoot through the window. All right, so range 4, which gives me 3. Minus 2 is 2, so I got +2. 7, 8, 9, so that's enough. You take 1 damage. You lose 5 belief tokens. I think that was 5. And your strange cube. All right, so you do that, you do that. Oddity is now cured. So Oddity just needs to go and activate the jalopy for a spectacular win. Like, because yeah.
So I move to the car. 1, 2.
You don't want to be in front of it.
One.
Yeah, right there.
I don't have to drive.
You're gonna get in the car and drive it. All right, so you need to get a 3. Yeah, you need a 3 or 3 or higher.
You know this can't be still now.
You can do it multiple times. You can keep trying to activate the terrain. You've got 4 moxie, so you can try this 4 times. 8. There we go. All right. Here, you want to drive the car? Here you go. Drive the car. Earthquake Wade strikes again, taking out the barn, the bad guys, and everything else. But there we go, guys. Again, we did have that a little bit easier than normal because we were playing on the 2-player hit point versus the 3-player hit point. But I don't think any of them, I don't think we would have lost. We were getting close, low on hit point a couple times, but that should give you an idea of how each of these bosses play. With that, we're going to go ahead and give our first impressions of the new expansion content. There we go. Anthony has to get a little bit closer. I think I need to move the camera a little bit so that way you don't have to move as much. This was still set up from the old house. All right, so the first thing is the components. So there's really not much to say about the components. I mean, because they're the same as the original game, the cards, everything like that. And considering this is a prototype, they do a really good job of the prototype. Like, I honestly, all of these pieces, all of these cards, right now, if we weren't to get the expansion, which I've still got to reach out to Rachel and them and find out whether we're backing or going to get a review copy. This could be played. This could just be added to our box and this would play, minus not having the miniatures. The miniatures are their great miniature quality. I love their miniatures. The art is great. Fits the theme. Yeah, I really don't. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the components. I mean, they did a really good job. And because again, we're talking about the expansion specifically. The only thing that I did mention, just because again, it was a pet peeve annoyance, is that it's the same art on all 3 of the water tiles, and it wasn't like the art was designed to be able to go into the previous one. That's a minor gripe. Similar to the little whirlpools, they all just look like whirlpools. Odd that he said tornadoes, hurricanes, because we're in Florida. But again, that's minor. I do know that on the Kickstarter, they do have metal coins. So there is a metal coin upgrade, which definitely would help deluxify the game. Anything would like to see improved?
No.
No? All right. So that's components. Mechanics. So the new mechanics in this game was the new bosses, which all had different things that they did compared to the previous bosses. The new market, where we could basically get a character. The update to the rule book, where we could clear the entire market row plus add a new card to the market row. I think that was all the new stuff for the most part, because I mean, really, that's the 2 expansions. Can't comment on the new peddler quests because we don't have that. That wasn't available in the prototype. What did you think about the new? We'll start with the mechanics for the bosses. How did you like how each of the different bosses were?
I love that each is different, has something different. I really like the first one, the fish guy,
the Fishboy. Mm-hmm.
And the water.
And the water was spreading out. Yeah, because that was deadly. Trying to make sure that you could stay away from that. The only problem is we really needed something to heal, and we didn't have healing. So I could see that one being very hard if you have no range and you only take in melee characters. Luckily, mine were ranged, but I think I was still standing in the water most of the time at ranged.
Yes.
Right?
I mean, it was not easy.
Yeah.
But it was interesting, like the way it worked.
Yeah, very unique. I like these guys.
These guys as well.
These guys are really cool. Now, they may play a little... They don't really play that much different from the final boss mode. On this one, like I said, for the final boss, everybody started, except for me, already a believer. So that kind of starts off the game as, okay, nobody else can really do anything. And you have to hope that Granny was far enough away and was able to do something, which luckily we were. She was second. If she was third, that would have been more painful because Judy would have made it over to me, I think, and been able to damage me and take me out. But if you were playing the regular modes, FOMO, whenever a townsfolk becomes converted, all other townsfolk gain a belief. Okay. Fear of missing out, FOMO. We're afraid we're going to miss out on the cube. Troublemaker, cube inevitable. Whenever a ruffian hits a breakpoint, all townsfolk gain 1 belief. So instead of here where it says the closest gets 4, which is the final fight. So I think they're all very unique. We didn't get to see patches, but again, that's because I didn't want to do the spoiler. There are spoilers with patches. So I didn't want to do spoilers for anybody who didn't want to see the spoilers. But I do like how much variety this adds, right? If you have played all the original bad guys and you just wanted more variety, this definitely adds that by doing that.
Yep.
So the other thing with the new mechanics was really the peddler deck and the way the peddler worked. So did you like getting the ability cards?
I do, because you have to think if you want to do that, but also at the same time that whatever ability it gives you actually works for you and helps. So
And it
it's
also
not
kinda-
an easy decision for me.
Well, yeah, but the ability,
Right.
the ability, and then the gear works with that ability. So kind of, if you wanted to get more gear, you would just keep looking for whatever your
same
character is. So it
yeah.
kind of helps focus, right, of what gear to buy.
Yes.
Yeah. Although it still took us twice as long to buy gear than it did sometimes to beat somebody. Some of the bosses. But no, I do like that. I'm excited to see what the quest does. So that way it encourages you to play more and to play different modes. Because that's something as well. As we forgot and we didn't read the flavor text, so maybe we'll do that now. But well, we're not going to read the flavor text. That way you guys can figure out the flavor text on your own when you play the game. But if we were to play this flavor text, we would not have done the special objective. The special objective basically will allow you to unlock a piece of gear. So if Fridge was not converted before I had you run him over, like if we would have gone one more round so I could have unconverted Fridge, then we would have been able to do this and got special gear. So it kind of encourages you to play it time and time again to unlock the different gear. So it's like after you've already got the special gear for, say, the knockers, then you would just take them out of the pool, so that way they wouldn't happen to possibly be the final boss again. So it does give you some variety there. And again, I don't know how the quests are going to work, but it mentioned that you're going to have to go out and do things. So it's possible it's going to say, okay, you need to search in a barn. So you got to go to the barn and do a search action there, right? And then you get to mark that off in your quest book. And then it says you can't go to the next section until you've actually found everything in the first section. So that gives you a lot of replayability, because now you've got, I got these quests I'm going to work on. I'm going to pull out the game, try to complete some of these quests. And I don't think it necessarily has to be played with all 4 bosses, right? You could play it one boss just to probably do some quests, right? So I think that's cool. I'm excited to see what that adds. Next is the difficulty. It's been a while since we played. We did kind of cheat. Like I said, we modified the hit points. But what did you think about the difficulty of the 3 bosses we fought?
Well, to beat them was not as difficult, I think. I mean,
No, because again, I think we cut it down by about a third, because we had a third of the hit points that we didn't have to deal with.
So I think if we had done everything, I don't know, it would have been
It would have probably been a little bit more difficult. I can say having that third character did help. So that was one thing, again, that they mentioned there's like a little letter they give us for a quick setup to play these for you guys. And it said it's recommended that in a 2-player game, there should always be a minimum of 3 characters. In the original rule book, it said if you're playing solo, you play 3 characters. But in 2-player, it didn't say that. So now it's recommended to always play a minimum of 3 characters. And I believe it's probably because some of the bosses, maybe even in the original, through more playing, people found that they were unbalanced at a true 2-player count. And I do remember at a 2-player count with the Scarecrow, it felt like there was nothing we could do because one of us is always having something happen to us. I can't remember what it was. In this one, I could see the same thing happening with the door knockers. At 2 players, it could be more difficult because if you get converted, you're just keep running after me and attacking me, right? And all I'm doing is then unconverting you.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of us gets converted again, and it's the cycle repeats. By having a third person, you can hope that you have at least 2 people that aren't converted at a given turn to be able to do damage to the boss. So I can definitely see where having that extra character is helpful. We only did me controlling 2, but technically I could control 2 and Oddity could control 2 as well. And that kind of goes with the difficulty. Do you think it would be too difficult to control 2 characters? Or because you're playing each one separately?
I think because you're playing each one separately in different turns and you have different boards and everything, I don't think it would be that difficult.
Add too much complexity.
The game has a lot of things,
yes.
I think. So
that's why I run the game.
Yeah, I mean, that side of the difficulty, I don't think it is super easy. I don't find it extra difficult, but it has many things that you have to plan and I mean, the cards and just choosing like things that would go together and all that. I think that is not as easy for me, but I mean, because how the game plays the co-op, of course, is
easy. Now, one thing, and again, this is the only boss battler we've played. We've never played something like Kingdom Death Monster, because we don't have that, and there's no way we'd ever get it or buy it or have it. It's also probably a little bit dark. Like, this is dark cartoon, which is still cute and fun enough.
Yeah, right.
Kingdom Death Monster is not cute in any way, shape,
then I
or
won't
form.
play that.
However, Aeon Trespass Odyssey, we did pre-order that from somebody, and hopefully we're going to get it according to the last message I received. Most people know who that particular vendor is. I'm not going to call them out. But also we have Primal the Awakening, which is big monster like beasts that our big warriors are going to go out. And that one is going to be more complex because you actually have to get resources to then build your equipment instead of buying your equipment. And you have to go on quests to get certain things. So it's going to be more complex than this. So I would definitely say this is definitely a good entry-level boss battler, which is probably why I liked it so much. And it was good that this was the first boss battler we played. If we would have played probably some of the other ones that are out there, it would have felt so complex, we probably would not have enjoyed a boss battler, right?
Yeah.
All right. Fun at 2. Technically we played at 3, but we are only playing with both of us. I think it goes back to what I said, right? At 2 players, you feel like with some bosses, you get too limited. So even at 2, I do recommend now playing with more than one character each. You do?
I think the same. I think that Granny and the refrigerator, or whichever was extra, helped.
Now, and I think one other thing with having the extra characters in at 2-player, you never felt like you're waiting too long for your turn. Now, that is one thing I can say. By you not having a second character, when I had to go 2 times or sometimes 3 times in a row, like this round, because I was doing the boss plus both my characters, did you feel like the wait was too long?
Sometimes.
So
not always,
you would have preferred to have a second character, so then it would have been broken
more,
up. It could have gone me, you. Yeah. So I would say if you play at 2 players, then if you don't believe the overhead is too much, which Oddity says she doesn't believe it would be. I didn't feel like it was, and I played 2 characters. Then definitely each person controlled 2 characters, played a 4-player game. Be forewarned, of course, that does mean it is going to go a little bit longer. Actually, you can go up to a 5-player game. I forgot that. I thought it was 4-player. A 4-player game, instead of, for example, 11 hit points for the door knockers, it's 18 hit points. So your game is going to go a little bit longer. So you're probably going to break it up into 2 sessions. You're going to do 1 session maybe with the first 2 bosses, and then another session with the second 2 or the final boss, depending which mode you play. Last is the theme. So, of course, with theme, we talk about 2 things, is the theme of the game and how it's being presented. Do you like that theme? And then, of course, does it feel thematic to what you're trying to accomplish? Which in this game is Ruffians are coming in, trying to take over Eureka Springs, and you're trying to, well, stop them from taking over Eureka Springs. What do you think of the theme?
The theme, in terms of the theme, I like it. As you said, it is cartoony. It is
Even the arm, even the little arm.
Yeah, I
the
mean
bloody arm on the board.
it's funny because it is. I mean, it's not. How do you say? It's not
Grotesque.
Grotesque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like
exactly.
even what's funny is I didn't even notice this. The door knockers, they actually have a knife with blood on it. So they're trying to sell you not at gunpoint. They're not selling you their cubes at gunpoint. They're selling you their cubes at knife point. You see that little bit of blood, you're like, what did the last guy say that they had to cut them? I'll buy one. I'll buy. So you're right. It's kind of cute. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's funny. I love all this.
The little equipment.
Accessories.
The accessories are cute and great.
All those things are funny.
Yeah.
So I like it. I like it. And the theme, like the boss.
The ruffians.
The ruffians attacking and all that. The town. Yeah.
And their abilities are very thematic too, right?
Yeah.
The door knockers are trying to sell you something, and so therefore you're getting it. The Mrs. What was her name? Mrs. Water Tower. Mrs. Somebody and Co. It's I can't see it. It's too far up there. Mrs. Falls and Co. So Mrs. Falls and Co. Same thing. She's getting attacked by the thundercloud. So the thundercloud is out there, and they're going to move around. And if we're wet, we're going to take electrical damage. She's sad because they're attacking her, so she's water drops are coming. It's very thematic in its storytelling, and like I said, in the rule book and in the expansion, when you beat the final boss, there's story that you get to read at the end. So it's not overwhelming story, but it's just enough to kind of get you involved in it thematically. So definitely recommend it. Definitely like it. Kingdom Death Monster is way too nihilistic for me. I do get in and try it, and it was just not for you. Yeah, the one thing with like Kingdom Death Monster 2 is it's 2 games in one. It's the boss battler, which is very brutal, and then it's your town phase, which is very brutal. Oh, we do have Oathsworn coming as well. So Oathsworn would be a little bit different than this because it's got a town exploration phase where you're going around talking, exploring, and then they tell you to go kill a boss because maybe it's invading the city, so they go tell you to do it. So excited to try that one as well. We'll have to see. Is it the theme that makes Oblivion like this one, and even me, or is it the mechanics, or would we like the other ones just as much, or maybe more? We'll have to see. If they want to see our thoughts on all these other boss battlers I told them that we're getting, what do they need to do?
Subscribe, activate notifications, follow us on social media.
Donate to Extra Life.
Muy
importante is the most important thing you do. We need to put that first. But otherwise, guys, until next time.
And follow on all that stuff.
You did all that stuff while I was rambling. But until next time.
Adios.
Peace.